So maybe I'm just thinking, what's more? Or actually, maybe the Derby fixtures chat.
afternoon and welcome along to Queen's Park for today's Vitality Blast action. We've just arrived, come on in, take your seats as we build up to today's sold-out game against our neighbours Yorkshire. Lots of supporters already in the ground from both sides today. Are we any Yorkies in? If you're a Yorkie, give us a shout. Surely Falcons fans, you can do better than that. Where's the Derbyshire? Lovely stuff, fantastic. Just moments away from the toss now, we want to make sure...
Fletcher, we call him BBC Radio Leeds cricket commentator. Yeah. Just in case they had a weird Yorkshire thing. I know. To be honest, mate, I think me and you can chat Derbyshire, and then when he comes over, we'll... I'll turn Fletcher.
For today's match, sponsors BRM, two captains exchanging team sheets, and just going through a few house rules with today's umpires, Graham Lloyd and Steve Shaughnessy.
Good afternoon from Dominic Dietrich at Queen's Park for one of the greatest days on the Derbyshire cricket calendar as they return to blast action against Yorkshire, looking to keep their 8-match winning run alive. As we know, here in Chesterfield, it has a history of big moments, none more so than last summer with Nye Donald. Well, they're going to need all the help they can get today against the group leaders. After 6 matches of the competition so far, the Falcons have won 2 and lost 4, with head of cricket Mickey Arthur admitting they'll need to win 4 of their next 6 to keep hopes alive. The action gets underway at 2:30 today. We're with you until 6 o'clock on Sports Scene. Let's not waste any time with 29 minutes to go until play getting underway as a cricket ball just flies into our gazebo here to the left-hand side at Queen's Park. We'll get out to the middle. Your Derbyshire commentator Dave Fletcher with news of the toss.
Nine first of all for thoughts on the toss.
Yeah, we were unsure again, so that's on the way.
Well, we're just struggling to get the signal out to Dave Fletcher in the middle at the moment. We will be back in a second with Fletch as he makes his way back towards the commentary position. At the moment, Nye Donald out in the middle doing his pre-match interview across the tannoy you can hear. But Queen's Park, honestly, is such a picture at the moment. The sun is out. We've got some clouds above us. We've had the heavy rain a little earlier on, around 11 a.m. this morning. But to our left-hand side, we've got a sold-out crowd up on the grass bank with the food trucks behind them. We've got Mr. Whippy vans. To our left, we've got the pavilion. And there is so much to love about cricket here, a proper local venue with professional cricket at the centre of it. To my right, you've got the trees with supporters in front of them as well, hiding the enormous retail park that is just over the road here as well. But we've got the posh seats to our right as well. They'll be having to hide from many a Donald knock, I'm sure, once we get into the action today. We'll try again with Dave Fletcher, your Derbyshire commentator, out in the middle. Fletch?
Well, if I can remember it, Yorkshire have won the toss and they're having a bowl first. That's the news from the middle. Johnny Bairstow, the Yorkshire skipper, called correctly. So, yeah, a couple of changes for Derbyshire as well. No Caleb Jewell, because Sufyan McKeem comes into the side. And you might be able to see just to your left there, Dom, Yusuf bin Naeem having his photograph taken. He comes in as well. No Jack Morley, who's the leading wicket taker in the competition for Derbyshire so far this season. I've got an Aaron Donald walking to me. Anai, thanks for joining us. You're going to be batting first. You lost the toss?
We did, yeah. We were pretty unsure yet again, so another good one to lose. Obviously, at an outground, you're always trying to get a read for the pitch. You don't play here as often, so it's trying to read that pretty quickly. But certainly batting-wise, it felt like it suited us batting first most of the season.
A little bit green out there, but does it play green? That's the question.
Yeah, I think it was more to keep some moisture in it. This week has obviously been so hot that they wanted to make sure it kept together over a week of preparation, and usually it plays pretty well here. Another hybrid. But over the last few years, we feel like we've got a kind of a good rhythm playing out here.
Sufyan McKeem, what can you tell us about him? You've seen him in the nets, I assume?
Yeah, he looks pretty exciting. I said left arm leggy, there's not many about, and he seems to be going strength to strength in all the franchise leagues and for Pakistan, so it's great to have him in. And also young Yusuf on debut, is exciting to let him have a go as well.
Big day for the young man. Obviously, you have 3 overseas registered, can only play 2, so Yusuf gets a chance. He's been going well in the seconds this year.
Yeah, I feel like he's really taken a step up with his game. He looks really exciting, looks like he can really damage bowlers, and it's great to see him after a winter of really hard work that he's going to get his chance today, so we're looking forward to him putting his best foot forward.
Thank you, Nye. Go well. And Aaron Donald out here in the middle. Those 2 changes, interesting changes actually, as I say, losing the leading wicket taker in Jack Morley. Fascinating to see how Sufyan McKeem goes, and yeah, batting first.
Is that harsh on Jack Morley with Sufyan McKeem coming in? I mean, he's had a great summer so far.
It is 10 wickets leading wicket taker, so that makes quite a big difference. If you're taking 10 wickets out of the side, I suppose it was inevitable. He's another left arm spinner, but of course he turns it the other way because he's a left arm leg spinner rather than just an orthodox left arm off spinner. So that'll be interesting to see how he goes on this pitch, which didn't take an awful lot of spin. Well, it didn't take hardly any spin in the county championship match, although we were playing 2 to the left. I didn't realise it was hybrid until an Aaron Donald actually mentioned it there, to be brutally honest with you. And I did warn him. There was a microphone there. Yeah, and 3 into 2 doesn't go, does it? 3 into 2 simply doesn't go. So therefore, somebody had to make way. And Caleb Jewell's the unfortunate one who makes way, but that's good news for Yusuf, because he makes his T20 debut, having impressed in the seconds.
Yeah, big statement for Yusuf bin Naeem today. We need to talk about Sufyan McKeem. Now, it's been quite the hokey-cokey. We were talking on Sports Scene at 6 this summer. He was meant to come for the first half, then he was called back. Then Mohammad Ghazanfar was meant to come for the second half. He was called back due to a possible workload issue there, and now McKeem's in.
Well, Sufyan McKeem got selected for a Pakistan touring side that was playing one-day internationals. And of course, as soon as you get picked for an international team, away you go. So he couldn't come for the first half of the season. And you're right, Mohammad Ghazanfar was supposed to be here for the second half of the campaign, but Afghanistan have decided that he is he's been working far too hard, largely in franchise cricket around the world, but they want to just lessen his workload a bit, so they didn't give him permission to come, so they had to get the non-objection certificate for McKeem, which came through last week, and he makes his debut for Derbyshire today. He only arrived in the country, I think, on Wednesday. Akif Jabid, the other overseas, we haven't really mentioned, obviously Caleb Jewell misses out, but Akif Jabid will play. And the one thing I'm concerned about him is that he just started to bowl himself into a bit of form, and then we stopped playing T20 cricket for 3 weeks, and now he's going to have to start all over again. So hopefully he'll hit the ground running a little bit better than he hit the ground running when he was with Derbyshire for the first half of the campaign, because it took him a couple of games to get used to it, and they just don't have the leeway anymore to lose matches while he's getting used to playing again.
It's going to be fascinating to see that pace so up close, like we are here at Queen's Park. We're in our gazebo. We've got microphones strapped to the top of the ceiling to our right-hand side. We've got loads of wires, loads of tech all around us, but fortunately safe at the moment from a stray cricket ball. But Akif Javid up close. We're on the ground floor. We're going to see that pace in all its glory.
He is sharp as well. I mean, you could tell when you're up in normal commentary positions, if you like, you can see how quick he is. He's bowling up towards 90 plus, which is quick. And it's going to be fascinating to see him at ground level. The way you get to see really how quick he is if he sat side on, when you can't see the ball, when it leaves his hand and you can't see the ball until it thuds into the wicket-keeper's gloves. Now that shows you how quick somebody is really. But he's a very pacey bowler indeed. The one problem that he might have, and it's the same with all the pace bowlers in this game, is that it's quite short, straight, if that makes sense to people listening out there. So straight down the ground, either towards the lake at the far end or towards the pavilion at the end that we're sitting in. It's not as far as it would be on a normal headquarters county ground. So if the ball is nicked and it goes past the wicketkeeper, you're picking up 4 runs automatically.
Just looking at some of the Yorkshire team here this afternoon, you just have to look at some of the names that have been here before, played plenty of cricket here. Adam Lyde, Johnny Bairstow, the captain today, Moeen Ali, plenty of England international strength in that side. And it's always been a question here with these 8 victories in a row for Derbyshire at Queen's Park in this format, that can they adapt to it? Can they get used to life here at Chesterfield? Hopefully not today. Hopefully Derbyshire can make it 9 in a row. We will be joined on commentary by BBC Radio Leeds Yorkshire commentator Jonathan Doidge very shortly. It'll be interesting to get his perspective as he
doesn't look keen, does he?
Has watched plenty of action.
He doesn't look keen,
Queen's
Doidge.
Park.
He's just doing his socials. They're not the same social media posts that you get from Durham, but they're pretty extensive. They're pretty extensive.
In terms of Chesterfield, what is it about this ground for Derbyshire that they just enjoy so much in this fixture particularly?
It's a really good question, and there isn't really an answer because they're completely different players, aren't they? I meant to do it yesterday and completely forgot, but just to see in the first of this run of 9 successive wins, how many players in the Yorkshire side will be playing today, and there's an awful lot of them who won't have been here for the first one or the second one indeed, and yet they still have this, you would almost have to call it some kind of mental block really as to why they can't play here at Chesterfield, and Derbyshire love playing here.
It's regardless of form as well. I've been here for the last couple of years now, and Derbyshire haven't ever really been in scintillating form coming into this fixture, but it's one that they can always rely on. And I guess from Mickey Arthur's point of view, when you look at the target he's laid down going into the last 6 of the Blast, he thinks 4 wins from their next 6 to keep those hopes alive. If they can get off and running today and make it 9 wins in a row against Yorkshire, that's a huge statement from them.
Well, they have to as well, because their next 2 games are against Lancashire away and then at home. And if you looked at the Lancashire side that lined up against Leicestershire on Friday night, it included Joss Butler, it included Phil Salt, it included Ben McDermott and Liam Livingston. That was pretty much the top 4. That is a terrifying top 4 if they're all in good form. Obviously Luke Wood was playing as well, and 1 or 2 others, so they're stacked with internationals. So they really have to win this game. But of course, you know what it's like in any sport with any run. The longer a winning run goes on, the closer you are to the winning run ending. And that's just a simple fact, isn't it? It just can't. Derbyshire can't afford for it to end tonight. And when you look at the way Yorkshire have gone in the T20 this season, they had a setback down at Hampshire on Friday night. I'm sure Doidge will talk about that in a few minutes' time. But they are top of the table, going nicely. And they would probably be favourites, I would suggest. I'm not sure whether Doidge would agree with that, but they're going well in the T20 this season, aren't they, Yorkshire?
Well, they've won 4 and lost 3 now, so let's not get too carried away. But they have, you know, when you watch teams year in, year out, it feels more like what you'd call a T20 side, whereas I think for a long, long time, you know, Yorkshire are so obviously desperate to win another championship that yes, they do make signings that are T20 only, but some of the other players in the team don't feel like they're as strong in T20 cricket as they are in red ball cricket. And so, the desperation to win the titles probably cost them an interest in winning the T20. They'll say the right things and all the rest of it, but it is pretty much year on year, win one, lose one. That's the way it goes. And some years that's good enough to get you into the quarterfinals, and quite a lot of years it's not. As Fletch says, I don't quite understand what the issue has been down here. If you look back through all those eight matches, they're sort of not a consistent thread of personnel either.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's changed over the years a lot. So different players come down here and still manage to lose. There's been talk building up to the game. We asked the question the other night of Anthony McGrath. Have you spoken to the players about Sunday? Because it is one of those things, and when you follow it around, you all feel it. And I've been coming down here now for several years, just expecting to lose the game. You're not quite sure how it's going to eventuate, what's going to work out on the field, but you just don't feel like you've got a chance of winning the match before you even start it. And some of the defeats have been a complete embarrassment, not just a defeat.
So it is a discussion point from the Yorkshire side of things as well, because obviously with Derbyshire having the winning record in this fixture with 8 in a row, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about how well they've done here, because there's very little to kind of cling on to in Derbyshire in respect of the last few years. But do Yorkshire equally place importance on this fixture to end that run?
Well, they're saying they don't, and obviously Anthony McGrath has only been around, for one of those years, so he's just lost one T20 as the head coach down here. If you look back through the records, then there are 3 players playing today who played last time Yorkshire won a match here in T20 cricket, which was July of 2014. Johnny Bairstow, Adam Lyth both played for Yorkshire, Wayne Madsen played for Derbyshire. So there are still 3 players present from that match. But Johnny's been around the world since then and probably hasn't played much T20 cricket in between times for Yorkshire, relatively speaking. And Adam, I've not checked through all the team lists, but I would think he's been present for every one of those defeats. So he's the only one really who's got that consistent thread throughout. But yeah, just every time they come down here, for whatever reason, they don't play well enough, and that's as simple as that, isn't it? Really.
It is weird. I'm glad you did that, because I was supposed to do that yesterday. So you've saved me an awful lot of work from an embarrassment from last night, because I thought it would be fascinating to see what the 2 teams were, and I didn't think there'd be many left. Obviously, Johnny Bairstow is obviously always going to be a contender, as is Adam Lyth, and I completely forgot about Wayne, who's been playing here since 2009.
I looked at that last Yorkshire side that won down here, and that was a very good side. Remember, that was a championship winning year, 2014, and that was a very good team. So it should have been coming down here and winning that year. And you might have looked at 1 or 2 teams on paper in the interim and said, yeah, they're probably a better side on paper than Derbyshire are today, but the result's still been the same. And that they've not played. Whatever you say about paper is what goes out on the green stuff that counts.
We've got to talk about last year and the knock from Nye Donald equaling Truscothic's record for quickest half century. I mean, it was truly staggering, wasn't it? We heard the clip back in the intro at the top of the show, but that was something to behold. And that is really Nye Donald, isn't it? You either get that kind of level from him or very much the opposite. Absolutely you do, because that horrible phrase, that's how he bats.
I was just going to say, that's the way he plays.
Yes,
and Yorkshire have suffered at his hands for playing for both Derbyshire and for Hampshire. I remember him smashing the ball to all parts at Scarborough in a 50-over game. I mean, it's a magnificent player to watch when he strikes it clean, isn't it? Not only is he's a great lad, as we well know. So, yeah, I mean, Yorkshire supporters, they probably enjoy watching him bat, but they just wish he was doing it against another team.
Not today.
Yeah.
But the thing about that 13-ball half century was, and talking to him about it, he got a leg by halfway through it, and he thought, well, this isn't going to be anything special. 13 deliveries, and one of those 13 deliveries thudded into his pad, and they ran a leg by. I mean, there is so much more to come, and I've spoken to him on air and off air about it. There is a very, very fast century in an Iron Donald, but because of the way he plays, he's more than likely to get out once he passes 50 and before he gets to 100, because he will not stop playing like that. He will not stop playing the big shots. And that's his job in the team, is to play the big shots. So you get with an Aaron Donald what you get, and most of the time, no, I would say 50% of the time, you'll get a score out of him. The problem is that Derbyshire have failed to capitalise on that 50% of the time, which is why their record is less or fewer wins than defeats.
How do you think he's coping with the captaincy and that step up in responsibility alongside trying to play that kind of game?
Well, I don't think Southampton T20 is a very strange game, isn't it? It's relatively formulaic. He'll know, I would imagine, at this stage, when it comes to bowling, which 5 bowlers are going to bowl the first 5 overs, and who's going to bowl over number 6, which is obviously the most difficult one to bowl because it's the last one in the power play. He'll know that in his own mind. When it becomes a problem is that if Derbyshire don't make enough runs, then Yorkshire get off to a flying start, which is entirely possible. Then he has to start thinking on his feet. Does he swap around? And that's when it starts to become difficult for him. Now, when you look at an Aaron Donald, you would never suggest he is a first choice wicketkeeper in top class cricket. He describes himself as a wicketkeeper because I think largely because he doesn't bowl, so you have to have 2 strings to your bow. But he isn't. He's not Brooke Guest by any manner of means. He's not Johnny Bairstow, and Johnny Bairstow sort of was cajoled into doing it, wasn't he, for England and for various other teams, well, largely Yorkshire, but when he goes abroad as well, plays in the IPL and that kind of thing, because their teams now like to have somebody at the top of the order who not only bats but keeps wicket. I don't think at the moment, and both of them are captain as well, of course, so I don't think captaining a T20 side, the players have to take a lot of responsibility for where they are in the field. They all know when a certain player's on strike, they need to be in a certain position and all that kind of thing. And it's all what they would describe as relatively straightforward. I would suggest what I would describe as horrifically complicated. He never listened to me, Tom. He never listened to me at all. There's a very large microphone there that Tom keeps talking into. And I've lost my thread. But yeah, I don't think it's affected him. Genuinely don't think it's affected him. Whether it affects him is bad, but at the moment this season, his form hasn't been as scintillating as it has been in the past. He's got an 84 and a 49, and then it's sprinkled with 20. He's never failed to get into double figures, which ought to be the kiss of death on him this season, or this afternoon rather. But when he's got Martin Anderson with him, who a lot of people, when Martin Anderson signed, I've said this a few times, thought they were getting a bowler who batted a bit, and he's turned into a batter who bowls a bit, in all honesty. And Martin Anderson's been terrific.
Is that where the confidence comes as well, taking Caleb Jewell out? You look at his figures so far, this summer, 58 is his highest, but he's just not hit the heights of a big bash winner.
No, he hasn't. And in red ball cricket, he's struggled a little bit as well, and he won't be happy. Certainly won't be happy at not playing. His 6 last season, or one of his 6s, I can't remember how many he got, was possibly the biggest shot of the lot, and it nearly took Doidge out when he was at the bottom end of the 10. It flew past there, and that was the ball that was hit hardest of anybody, I think, over the course of the afternoon. But his form this season hasn't been great. Matthew Montgomery's done well. Ross Whiteley's been pretty good as well this season. And Wayne Madson's the other one who's a real concern. 100 runs in the blast so far. And it's just not enough, is it? And for a player who is revered around the county circuit, and every time you talk to other commentators and other team supporters, it's Wayne Madsen, he always scores runs against it. Well, he might always, but this season he's County Championship, absolutely no problem, but in the blast, and he turned himself into a really, really good white ball player. He's just been a little bit off it, so it'll be fascinating to see how he goes.
What do you think the reaction from the Yorkshire side of things will be when they see Caleb Jewell not in the squad today?
I really don't think they'll be too bothered about that, to be honest with them. That's no disrespect to anybody. I think it's just a case of we play the players who are in front of us. We can't afford to worry about that. But yeah, clearly he's scored runs against Yorkshire in this competition, which Derbyshire player doesn't seem to have scored runs against Yorkshire in this competition. At Chesterfield in particular. I know what you're doing, So you know, I think Yorkshire supporters would be very happy that he's not going to be out there today to do some damage. Yorkshire, I would say, have been better with the ball than the bat this season. That's in all disciplines, in both formats that we've played. They've got themselves out of a few holes with the bowling, so they need to show up today, don't they, and do some damage with the ball first up, because batting can be brittle.
Yeah, but how irritating was it from a Derbyshire perspective to have them 8 down at Headingley, and then the 2 bowlers came together, didn't they? AJ Ty and Hassan Ali, and scored their highest scores in T20 cricket, and they played over 400 games between them, and got Yorkshire over the line, because Derbyshire's death bowling was appalling. The batting was good, and when the poor ball was there, especially Ali, he smashed it to all parts, didn't he? I mean, that was a terrific knock. But T20 is such a strange game. You turn up on any day and either side conceivably could win this. It is 50-50, despite what the records say. Derbyshire have got a losing record against everybody, I think, over the course of the competition, and yet it's a 50-50.
Well, yeah, I mean, so your intro to me in terms of how Yorkshire were and all that, and they're doing pretty well in T20 this year, and I tempered that by saying they've won 4 and lost 3. Gloucestershire came to Headingley and did the proper number on them. They were never in the game, and Gloucestershire fully deserved to win that completely. At Leicestershire, the other week, just before the break for the Championship, they basically won the game and then lost it. I mean, they were cruising in that match, and then they threw it away in the space of about 15 minutes. They just lost a hatful of wickets and came up not that far short. So that is a game that they know that they should have won. And then on Friday night against Hampshire, I'm not sure any of us really turned up at Southampton with Hampshire's record in the competition thinking, that this is a win. But you thought if they play well tonight, they could win. And obviously they lose by 2 wickets with 1 ball to spare. It's another game where they will look at that. So they could have been 6-1 and they're 4-3. And I just think that should be, a message to all that while I think they are a better side this year than they have been for a while, they're clearly not infallible.
It's weird as well, isn't it? I don't know if I haven't analysed it in any way, but just looking at the results of matches between the teams from the north and the teams from elsewhere, the teams from the north seem to be doing especially badly this season. So that's why probably only 2 teams from the northern group will go through to the quarterfinals, which makes a winning run or a good record even more important, because you haven't got that third place to cling on to.
No, and I think it'll be hard work for whoever qualifies from this group. You're not kidding yourselves. This lot, if they did qualify and if they have a good day at the office in a quarter-final, then maybe. But I'm not really yet looking at this thinking, like you, with a confidence of somebody who's going, oh, well, we've had a couple of defeats, but actually the long-term thing is that, they're good enough to win this. You go down to Hampshire, they're year on year a really good side. You look at Northants, the way that they've been playing so far this year. Somerset, the only team to have beaten Hampshire, they're always in there pitching. Those are the teams that you're still looking at, aren't you, really? If we're hand on heart. And
Derbyshire's remaining game against the team from outside the group is at home to Somerset in a couple of Wednesdays' time. But they've only played them once before, and that was that disastrous quarter-final when they conceded 270 runs or whatever it was. And the game was over by half-time. So, the North group just doesn't quite seem as strong. And whether the Southern teams, and obviously that includes the Midlands, but the Southern teams seem to be able to attract a higher calibre of overseas player, because people want to live around London or they want to live on the south coast. And there's some nice places in Yorkshire, there's some nice places in Derbyshire.
Do they not want to live in Chesterfield?
Apparently not. Apparently not. It's remarkable.
Looking at the North Group, obviously Yorkshire top, 4 wins, 3 defeats. Notts in the second, 4 wins, 3 defeats. Lancashire Lightning, 3 wins, 4 defeats. Leicestershire in 4, 3 wins, 4 defeats. And then there's Derbyshire from the opening 6, 2 wins, 4 defeats. It is tight in there.
It's very tight. I would word of caution about Lancashire and Derbyshire have to play them twice. All of a sudden, Phil Salt's reappeared from absolutely nowhere. Josh Butler has appeared from absolutely nowhere, and add to those in the top 4, Liam Livingstone, who's in the form of his life, it seems to me, in T20 cricket, and Ben McDermott, who's having a really bad time, but we know can hit the ball a million miles. They're top 4. If they all click, you ain't going to beat them.
No. And Yorkshire did beat them at Headingley, and in fact, by the standards of Yorkshire in T20 cricket, Yorkshire whooped Lancashire at Headingley, but they'd still have to go next weekend, I think it is, for the away games. And they won there last year. And they won there last year. Yes. So how many times are you going to win? I know. So starting this weekend from Yorkshire's point of view, you're thinking Hampshire, tough game away, never win at Chesterfield, and suddenly you could be 4 wins and 4 defeats, and then the pressure is on, isn't it, Fletch, in the last 4 matches to come up with a couple more wins against teams, history says that you can.
It was interesting when you mentioned Northamptonshire, because they did this last season, didn't they? They won their first 6 or 7 last season, and then sort of limped over the line through to the quarterfinals. And they've got off like a train this year. Once again, they're obviously doing something right. Darren Lehman is obviously doing something right. What it is, I've no idea. But that's how it can work. You can win. So what Derbyshire tend to do, and they have done traditionally, is lose their first 4 and then start playing catch-up, and you go, oh no, they've got a chance, they've won the next 4, and then once you've lost another couple, you're out of it. This year, they've sort of been in every game, and the coulda, woulda, shouldas are that they could have won more games than they've lost, but they haven't, and the reality is they have to win today.
We've got 3 minutes to go until it all gets underway. The players making their way out of the pavilion to our left-hand side. Yorkshire won the toss, elected to bowl first, so it's up to Anderson and Donald to open the batting for Derbyshire. It is picturesque here at Chesterfield today. It's time for ball-by-ball commentary with Jonathan Deutsch from BBC Radio Leeds and our very own BBC Radio Derby, Derbyshire commentator Dave Fletcher.
Thank you, Dom. I'm not sure we actually discussed how we're going to do this, Deutsch, so we'll just make it up as we go along, I think.
Why not?
Which is pretty much how we've always done it. The 2 Derbyshire openers are out there, Martin Anderson and Nyron Donald. And we're going to see Hassan Ali, who's been pretty decent, hasn't he, this season so far?
He's been very good. Yeah, he really has. Can't think of a poor performance with the ball yet.
Excellent. Derbyshire make 2 changes. Yusuf bin Naeem comes in, as does Sufyan McKean, and if he's batting below Akif Javed, stand by. Out go Caleb Jewell and Jack Morley, who I think is a little bit unlucky, leading wicket taker with 10 wickets. The 2 umpires are Steve O'Shaughnessy and Graham Lloyd, 2 Lancastrians.
It looks like Shawnee standing at the end that Hassan's bowling from.
Here he comes from the lake end for bowl 2, and Aaron Donald, who plays and misses at the first ball. Good carry, I was told. I was speaking to Lewis Rees during the championship match, and he said he played a club match on the pitch, which is the designated T20 pitch, which I only found out at the toss is a hybrid. He said it was quite bouncy, so it'll be interesting to see if it carries on like that. It certainly did with that first delivery, decent one. As he comes in again from the lake end in front of a packed Queen's Park, and it's launched into the, not really launched, clubbed into the onside. It's not going to go all the way to the boundary, and they're going to pick up 2, which is slightly disappointing because Matthew Revis does the fielding.
Bottom of the bat, I think, wasn't it?
Horrible.
Yeah.
You won't be able to feel his hands now.
No.
Not until tea time.
Been there.
Yeah.
Remember when you used to bat with a bat with no springs, but somebody bowled it with a quote-unquote corky.
Which were usually made of concrete. Yeah. Painted red.
Yeah.
Almost spherical.
During a war.
They used to put a little seam around them. Hassan Ali in again. This one is driven into the offside. That'll be 4 out to extra cover. That was not a great delivery. Slightly short of a length, and he hit it on the up outside the off stump. He moves on to 6, as do Derbyshire.
Yeah, just need to drag that length back a little bit, or go all the way and go full. And I'm sure he'll know that, and he kicks the ground. In fact, Hassan Ali, as he gets back to his mark in frustration, but dealt with it well, didn't he? Can't give him any room, Donald.
No. If you allow him to swing those arms, he will swing them. I mean, if you don't allow him to, he'll probably do it. As he waits now, live in its slip, and this one's been launched high down the ground. That's gone all the way for 6. Massive. Goes over the, I say massive, it goes over the covers at the far end of the ground. The first 6 of the match, and Derbyshire double their tally. They move up to 12. It is quite short, straight, in fairness, and the rope is out as far as it can be, all the way around the ground, really, as far as safety is concerned. But it being a club ground, it is a lot shorter straight, as you would expect.
Yeah, he got right underneath it, didn't he, and levered it up for a moment. Andrew Tye was he moved, didn't he, as if he might be getting underneath it, but no, certainly not.
No, it was well hit by an Aaron Donald. Just having a look at his bat. Didn't play for the seconds, I don't think, in midweek when they had a little run out against Leicestershire. Presumably he was just in a net smashing balls to all parts, which is how they tend to warm up for this kind of thing. Hassan Ali's in again, and he goes for the flick. Oh, and he's been given wide, and that's harsh. Quite frankly, he moved across to the offside, and he's been given as a wide. I'm not sure I entirely agree with that, but then again, I could never bat. I wasn't particularly good at bowling either, but I like to think of myself as a retired bowler.
Yeah, I think looking at the replay, it was fair enough.
Was it?
Yeah, it was just beyond leg stump.
We're at a very fine third man on ground level. Just get all the excuses in now. Hassan Ali's in again, and this one is turned away, possibly off pad, and they've run one, they'll come back for the second. I think it is going to be leg byes. Indeed it is. Steve O'Shaughnessy signals leg byes. Derbyshire move on to 15 without loss, with a ball still to come in the first over.
Slower ball, that one, and it did, I think, deceive him slightly pace-wise.
Crowd is relatively quiet at the moment. It mustn't have been hydrating yet, as Hassan Ali's in, and that one is whipped away into the legs. Oh no, it isn't. It's dropped at his feet.
And he's pushed that through significantly quicker, hasn't he? I mean, Nye tried to pick it up, and that was going to be hitting my car, I think, had he picked it up the way he went at it. But he misses out, but still 15 off the over, so a very handy start.
Solidly built your car, though, I think, isn't it? Fully insured.
Well, we might find out a little bit later on if he keeps having a go at those. We may well do. So, George Hill is going to take the first over from this pavilion end. And, well, George missed a little bit of T20 cricket in recent times. And he makes his way in now then. And that is beautifully timed by Martin Anderson out to cover. And they have got through for a single. It was Sam Whiteman who was doing the fielding in there. Unleashed the throw, but wide of the mark stumps-wise. So strike rotated, 16 without loss.
Hit it beautifully.
He did, didn't he? I mean, it's one of those, it's a nailed-on four unless you've got a fielder basically on the spot. A yard either side, you're struggling to get down quickly enough for that.
It's an old-fashioned, proper cricket shot. Might be the last one we see.
The lesser-spotted cover drive in T20 cricket. As Hill makes his way in again, then right arm over. Donald's picked it up. Luxton is over there, square on the leg side. Not quite sure, because we're so low, where it went in relation to Will. It looked like he might have had a chance of getting across to it, but it's bounced fairly high. Bit of kick off the outfield and has gone for four.
He stuck out a right arm and it went over him. It actually did bounce over him, I'm fairly sure.
George,
just in front of that dip.
George Hill's taken one wicket in the competition so far from 7 overs bowled. He's not played, as I say, much in this T20 competition, but he's been preferred today to Jaffa Chauhan, Yorkshire's leg spinner, having had a look at the pitch, Johnny Bairstow. As that's a pretty decent delivery this time. Donald just trying to get out of the way down the leg side to create a bit of room, and George cleverly following him. He's had a really good start to the campaign in red ball cricket, George Hill, as he did last year. Superb 2025 season in that format. And he comes again at 20 without loss. He's got underneath this one, Donald. Now this possibly catching opportunity. In from the boundary edge comes Hassan Ali and takes the catch. And so, a big wicket as far as Yorkshire are concerned early in the piece. Derbyshire are 20 for 1, Donald gone for 16.
Really good catch as well, by the way, because he's had to run in 30 yards from the boundary and steady himself, looking into a cloudy-ish sky. And then Aaron Donald departs for 16 off 8. So his strike rate won't have been damaged too much. But that was a really fine catch. Now this is interesting. Yusuf bin Naeem on his T20 debut comes out to join Martin Anderson, a young man, 18, 19 years of age. Came through the Derbyshire pathway. Product of Repton School. Yusuf bin Naeem. has captained the seconds on occasion this season, so Mickey Arthur rates him highly and has spoken a number of times about how well he has developed over the last 12 months. Played in the One Day Cup last season for Derbyshire. He's got a big job here, replacing Caleb Jewell.
Yep. Couple to come in this second over then. Yorkshire will be, I must say, very pleased to see the back of Nye Donald in terms of damage limitation. Bin Naim, first delivery faced in senior cricket for Derbyshire then. Played back to the bowler.
My apologies, 16 off 9 deliveries. I miscount.
No, did you?
Yeah, well, I didn't. It just didn't come up on the computer, Dodge, and I rely entirely on the computer, as you know.
Computer says no.
Yes. Computer says, don't say that again until you've checked, is what the computer says.
Still 20 for 1 then. As Hill comes in. Oh, this time he's playing right across that one. There's an appeal. It felt like it was going down. Graham Lloyd, I would imagine, probably agrees because he's not said he's hit it. He's given a leg by. End of the over, 21 for 1 after 2 Derbyshire.
The 2 times that Derbyshire have won this season are against Leicestershire, where Aaron Donald made 49, and Nottinghamshire at home, where he made 84. So his 2 highest scores have come in Derbyshire victories. Whether that is going to make any difference or not, we shall find out. Fahim Ashraf.
It's a stat worth getting out there, though. Isn't it, pal?
What's that? 21 for 1, 6 off the George Hill over. And Ashraf from the leg, and they've still got a slip in place. That's how much they think they're on top at the moment. As Martin Anderson, a short delivery from Ashraf, just clubs it away out to Cow Corner for 4 runs. Hence the music, which is terrific. He's 19 years of age, is Yusuf Bin Naim. Signed his first professional contract last year, it says here. In 2024, so he 5 first-team appearances, but all in the One Day Cup.
It's got the young lady from the ambulance service who are standing just to the left of our marquee, dancing around a little bit there.
They might want to move from there. I want to give them a shout in a minute.
Well, they'll be well catered for if they get hit by the ball, won't they?
You'd hope so.
Just let me have a look in my little bag of tricks and self-administer some treatment.
Just rub some cream on it. 25 for 1. Anderson off the mark with that boundary. And then comes Ashraf, and this time he's driven out into the offside. It's a good piece of fielding, and then they did go through for a single, but the ball just bobbled on the outfield there. They didn't go through for a single, I beg your pardon. According to the scoreboard over there, has gone completely mad. Did I have them the wrong way around? I did, didn't I? It was Bin Naim's boundary.
It was.
So I was talking nonsense. Not for the first time, Dodge Union.
Damn, you've been quiet on that score.
Here comes Ashraf again, and back into the leg side goes Anderson. Just guides it out towards the point boundary. They'll pick up a single. Anderson moves on to 2. 27 for 1 in the third over. I'll get up to speed about over number 16 in the second innings. Is usually when I'm at my best.
That's usually about when Derbyshire win this match, isn't it?
I'm not sure that'll happen today. There was a lot of concerned Derbyshire supporters I've been speaking to throughout the course of the day. Well, it can't carry on, can it? It just can't carry on. It might. But you're right. It probably shouldn't. Sent out the man onto the mid-wicket boundary and brought in the man off the point boundary. As Ashraf is into Bin Naim, who's had a swing and a miss at a slower ball. He was through the shot so early that he almost swung himself off his feet.
But he was through the shot so early, he almost played it the ball before.
It was very, very early. Ridiculous, really. But he'll get used to it, the young man. Signed pro forms at the same time as Harry Moore, who unfortunately we haven't seen much of due to back issues over the last couple of years. Bin Naim waits as Ashraf bowls to him, and that one has been lifted down the ground. That might go all the way, and it is. It's caught in the crowd by a gentleman in a green top with a white hat on. It's bin Naeem's first 6 in T20 cricket. He moves on to 11 and Derbyshire to 33 for 1.
His first ever 6.
Well, I'm not sure. His first 6 in, yes, absolutely. He might be listening as well, Martin, you never know. Which is why I didn't say it on this occasion, just in case he's listening.
Which is why I did.
Because he'll always pick you up. He'll always pick you up. Martin Emerson up there in Iceland. As this next one is clubbed away into the offside, and that's going to be 4 more out to the cover boundary from bin Naeem. He was hurried a little bit by that delivery, it's fair to say, but his bat speed was good. And Derbyshire move at the end of the over on to 37 for 1 after 3, with 16 runs coming off that Fahim Ashraf over. It's been a decent start despite the loss of Aaron Donald.
Have you swallowed the cricketing analysis dictionary there? His bat speed was very good.
Well, it was. But you'd be surprised how much.
It's because the boss is in there. You're trying to impress.
Since we last commentated together, of course, Yorkshire having been promoted, and you no longer speaking to us second division types. I've learned a lot, Doiji.
Here's Hill continuing at the pavilion end, and his first delivery is watched by Martin Anderson, who's not seen much of the strike out there and managed just a 2 so far. It'll be a welcome dot for the Yorkies after 16 off that third over. So 15-6, 16 is the over by over score so far. 2 right-handers out there, no slip in place for Anderson, who backs right away towards square leg and then punches this one along the deck to Fahim, who's fielding out mid-off. They get a single. It's cloudy sort of afternoon. It's quite breezy down here at Queen's Park. Cracking venue, a very friendly place. Love coming down here. I was talking to the chairman, Nigel Mallender, earlier on.
Very visible, isn't he?
Yeah.
Very visible,
very much.
Nigel.
Always got a nice pair of tailored shorts on. Hill comes in, and Anderson again steps away. He wants some room outside off stump, but Moeen Ali does the fielding. They've decided to turn around and go back, having thought about a single. And Mo in there at short extra cover. That would have been a direct hit. From the look of the reaction of the players out there, he could have been in trouble. Big crowd. I think officially 5,000, but I'll be surprised if there aren't a few more in addition to that. Still people coming in as well at the far end of the ground. It's gone underneath this one. That is going to go for 6. Will Luxton jogging round, but that's gone a good 10 yards and more over the boundary, backward of square leg. So Anderson begins to open his boundary account.
What about the parabola?
The parabola?
I don't know what one of those is, unfortunately. It went very high, didn't it?
It did. Oh, is that what it was? Right, okay. I was just going to book an appointment with my GP. I thought you'd spotted something that I needed to go and get checked out.
Your parabola's a little bit on the high side.
45 for 1. Hill in. Full. Flicked away to leg. Luxton is chasing, but he's not going to get this one either. The other side of him along the deck for 4 runs. Skips over the boundary rope to take Derbyshire to 49 for 1 in just the 4th over here. We're looking at a big score by the looks of things.
Yes, they can do with the wicket, Yorkshire here. Because these two look like they're ready to launch at everything. It's a bit easier in the power play, isn't it? You want to get yourself off to a good score, but this has been exceptional so far.
Yeah, different day, different game, but Friday night Yorkshire struggled away really to 42 for 2 in their 6th. Different pitch, different opposition here, and same result though to this delivery by George Hill. He's banged it in short. It's not a great ball by George, and it's been pulled away down through long leg for 4 more. 50 up for Derbyshire with the final delivery of the 4th over, 53 for 1.
Yes, it was expensive from Hill, who bowled really nicely, hadn't he, in the first over. He bowled, picked up the wicket of an Aaron Donald. I'll tell you how many runs it was. Another 16.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
I didn't, but it was.
Yes, there was some difficult maths involved there with taking 7 away from 3 and all that kind of thing, which I'm not very good at. So Hassan, that way back again. From the lake end, bowls to Yusuf bin Naim, who just slaps him out towards cow corner, one bounce for 4. With complete disdain, the young man. I don't think he's feeling any nerves out there whatsoever. Take that.
Got hold of it well. Hassan just has to think a little bit about this. As I said before we started, haven't seen him put in a poor performance yet with the ball. He's been pretty consistent.
He comes in again to bin Naim. Oh, he must have been close to being bowled. Oh, he's been given caught behind and he's not happy with it, but he's been given by Steve O'Shaughnessy. He had a big swing at that one, and Hassan Ali claims the wicket. Johnny Bairstow with a straightforward catch in the end. 57 for 2 now as the youngster goes for a bright and breezy 20. I think he's just 10 deliveries as well, Yusuf bin Naim, but don't quote me on that just yet. As Wayne Madsen comes out the bat, and we all know Wayne Madsen scores lots of runs against everybody. He's had a relatively quiet T20 so far. It's fair to say.
I think it was also fair to say that had umpire Steve O'Shaughnessy been involved in any cowboy film that's ever been made, he would have won the shootout there. He was absolutely red hot with the finger once that ball went through to Johnny Bairstow's gloves.
Yeah, he had no doubt, did he? You couldn't hear anything from here, of course. But 57 for 2 is a good start and no more. Derbyshire won't want to lose a 3rd wicket in the power play, because we all know what happens if you lose 3 wickets in the power play. Apparently you can't win a game of T20 cricket now. I've seen no evidence to back that up, but they all tell me it's true. I know certainly if you lose 6 wickets in the power play, you struggle.
Where's the evidence?
I bet I could find you some of that. Here comes Hassan Ali against bowl to Wayne Madsen, who just pushes the first ball he faces out into the offside for a single. Whiteman does the fielding at cover. So Madsen off the mark. 58 for 2 in the 5th over, halfway through the 5th over.
And we're just here waiting for official confirmation that it was indeed 10 deliveries there for
yes, it was.
Bin Naim, was it?
It was 10 deliveries.
Astonishing.
Yes, thank you. Radio Derby listeners will have missed Dodge's impressions over the last couple of seasons. Hassan Ali into Anderson. He gets a slower ball, just dabs it into the leg side. They trot through for a comfortable single. 59 for 2. We're going to get the full repertoire today, are we? I do hope so.
Well, I missed out on the up and under, didn't I suppose, when
yes.
when the ball went for 6 over there. But you were talking about
with the big parabola,
pergolas and
the large
perambulating and
large pergola. I think there are a couple of those somewhere around here. Or that even being one. Hassan Ali bowls to Madsen. Just about gets his bat down on that one. Foolish delivery. Didn't seem to bounce much either. Pushes it out into the offside. Got bat on it though, because he's picked up his 2nd run. 60 for 2. Just for a moment, his heart would have been in his mouth. 2 ice cream vans on the ground today. One away to our right, one away to our left. They're keeping a very decent distance between them. 2 different companies, so any unpleasantness. Hassan Ali's in again. Short ball pulled into the leg side. 4 runs. Martin Anderson all over that one as soon as the ball was pitched halfway down the track. And Johnny Bairstow now wants a helmet, suggesting we're going to see some spin. That over comes to an end. 13 from it. 64 for 2 after 5.
Yeah, wondering if
Or some medium. Is it spin?
Dan Moriarty.
Yeah.
Yep, Dan Moriarty with left arm spin. He'd not played in the comp until Friday night when he was preferred to Don Bess.
I saw his name on the scorecard and thought I hadn't seen him for a while.
And you'd be correct.
Yeah.
It was his first team outing of the season on Friday night. No, sorry, my apologies. It wasn't. He played at Leicestershire last week, but that was his first team outing of the season. He's got his first class half century last weekend. And a few wickets as well. So, got a man out at cow corner, deep backward square, men up 45 behind square inside the circle as Madsen just eases his first delivery out into the offside. Don Bess is out there fielding. Not sure who has left the field of play, but he's not in the starting 11, so somebody has. That was a dot. Here's Moriarty round the wicket again. Wide of leg stump, nicely played by Madsen, and he's got that one beautifully in the gap between AJ Tye and Will Luxton for 4 runs through mid-wicket. So Yorkshire removing a spinner from the 11 today. Now Jaffa Chauhan. George Hill selected in preference. From how they've read the pitch, George 1 for 21 off his 2 overs. Moriarty has been swept in front of square again. Luxton this time round to stop the ball from crossing the boundary. They get a single. Madsen on to 7.
The championship match against Lancashire last week, there wasn't a specialist spinner in either side. Sort of bit of spin from Livingston and from Matthew Montgomery, who will almost certainly bowl in the T20 as he has done this season.
Moriarty again, wide on the crease. Anderson steps away once more outside leg stump, but can't get it past Bess, who's at fairly short extra cover. Yeah, I mean, in the T20s down here, Yorkshire have been done by seam, they've been done by spin, whichever year you want to name. They're done by the bat as well. And here's another case in point, because that's a beautiful pick-up this time by Anderson. Backward of square leg. It's not quite had the legs to make it all the way for 6, but it was just one bounce and into the crowd. It's one of those days, isn't it, where on the PA you might want to remind the kids to keep their eye on the ball.
He hasn't worn them for the entirety of the innings so far, as far as I'm aware, Gibbo, so he might want to do that soon.
73 for 2. Moriarty in and bowling. Anderson again steps away to leg and then plays one into the offside. That's fielded by Moeen Ali. We have completed, ladies and gentlemen, the power play here at Queen's Park, Chesterfield. Yorkshire, of course, won the toss, decided they wanted to bowl first, and the hosts have already gone on to 73 for 2.
And only lost 2 wickets, which is crucial, of course, as we all know. Yeah, decent start for Derbyshire with plenty of batting to come. Montgomery, Whiteley, Basra, Potts. Ben Aitchison's got a first-class century, of course, as I'm contractually obliged to mention every single match after he got it as a night watchman down at Lord's earlier this season. These Yorkshire chaps, Jaffa Chauhan's going to have to move from there. It's AJ Tye from the lake end, bowling to Wayne Madsen, just pushes that up to towards mid-on. Mid-off comes around, doesn't do the fielding in the end. The fielder, Matthew Revis, coming in off the boundary at long on.
I think it's the first, I think I'm right in saying it's the first time in the competition so far that AJ Tye has not bowled in the power play and has been saved until after it. So,
good operator.
Wondering why the change?
Good operator. Bags of T20 experience around the world. He comes in again to bowl, this time to Martin Anderson, a slower ball, full in length, and he pushes it out into the onside. Revis is coming in off the boundary. They're going to go back for the second. It's a good piece of fielding, but it was played a long way short of Matthew Revis, who had to come in off the boundary. That's good running.
It was really good running, as I was going to say. Yeah, I mean, if you can't hit for a boundary, then if you can turn it into a 2 on a ground, which, you know, by professional standards is relatively small, then that's off.
Tye in again. Oh, play and a miss there from Martin Anderson. Looks around and wonders exactly what happened. He run his fingers over that one. It's just cut back in. But Martin Anderson seemed to go on the inside of his bat. Yeah, I don't think we'll see many 3s.
No.
I'd be surprised if there was a 3. He might need an overthrow for that. An overthrow or 2, in fact. We had a 6, including an overthrow for 4. In the championship match here. Anderson takes a step towards AJ Tye, cuts that one away, backward of square on the offside, and it's gone for 4. Fielder running round the boundary. Away to our right, Will Luxton tried his best to get there, but despite the diving attempt, couldn't reach it. And Anderson moves on to 32, and Derbyshire up to 80 for 2.
Yeah, strong indications in this first 7 overs, Fletch, that the outfield is like glass, isn't it? If it's not going pretty much to hand, it's probably going to go to the boundary.
Really had about 10-12 yards to run there. That one is clipped into the leg side nicely by Anderson. Is this between the two fielders out there at Cow Corn? No, not quite. Revis gets there and then it's handed off. Is that still Don Bess out there? He's a long way away. It looks a bit like him to me.
Slightly in shadow of the umpire. Yeah, it is Don. Yeah.
It's good from me.
Good spot.
Thank you. Although I wouldn't have known he was on the field if you hadn't mentioned him in the previous over, so I'm glad you mentioned that. That's very kind of you. 82 for 2, 34 now to Anderson. Tie in again. That one's pushed into the offside. He'll just take a single out to Moeen Ali, who I notice seems to bowl 1 over every T20, and that's about it. 35 to Anderson, who pinches the strike. 83, 10 off the over. 83 for 2 after 7 overs.
Yeah, and I think whatever Yorkshire thought when they looked at the pitch, won the toss and decided to bowl, fair enough, I'm not knocking the call, but it certainly looks like it's still a pretty good deck. I know that there was something like 10 mils on, and apparently they took a little bit more off in the closing stages before the game got underway.
Right. When I spoke to an Iron, he said he was unsure what to do, which is pretty much said every time I've spoken to him at the toss. So I think he was quite pleased not to have the pressure of having won the toss and having to do something.
Yeah, but yeah, the indicators, 13 overs to go. Derbyshire on for the sort of 200 plus that they've often scored against Yorkshire here.
But it is a ground on which you can chase.
Unless you're Yorkshire. Moriarty is in and bowling, and that is worked down to short third man by Anderson for a single. I jest, folks, before you start to throw things at your radio set, your wireless, or indeed your television screen or other electronic equipment.
Yes, a reminder, you can hear us on the BBC Sport website, but you can also hear us on BBC Sounds and on the actual radio in Derbyshire and East Staffordshire.
Here is Moriarty, and he's bowling. That's pulled away towards Cow Corner. Good piece of fielding. Made good ground there, Don Bess, with a sliding stop to keep him to 1.
Who's he on for?
I've just been trying to work it out. Is it George? I'm looking around the field for George Hill.
Where's Adam Lythe?
Well, just looking on the periphery. Can you see anybody just off the field? No. So that one's cut away out to deep backward point. That is Sam Whiteman, and he's still on the field. Fahim's on there, Moeen's on there, Matthew Revis is out there, Dan Moriarty clearly, Johnny Bairstow, Hassan Ali, Will Luxton, AJ Ty, Don Bess. It must be George Hill. Adam Lythe, I think, is at short third man. Oh, lovely slog sweep here. Oh, dear me, that was travelling. Has it hit Don Bess in the face or the chest?
Certainly in the chest, and it knocked him over.
They got a single from it, but he's made 2 important stops in this over.
Rubbing his chest once and showing no further pain.
Yeah,
no, he's rubbed it again, look.
You don't expect to wear too many in the outfield. 87 for 2, Moriarty bowls, and that is swept to short, fine leg. Good piece of fielding. There's an appeal for a run out, but I think he got home safely there. Wayne Madsen, and importantly so too does umpire Steve O'Shaughnessy. Madsen on 10, 38 now to Martin Anderson, who took a little bit of time to get going, mainly because he wasn't receiving balls delivered by the bowler. He was at a non-striking end in the first couple of 2 or 3 overs. 88 for 2. Moriarty in again and bowling past umpire Graham Lloyd. That's been dragged, if anything, really, by Madsen up to AJ Ty, coming in off the long on boundary. They get another single. So tidy over by Moriarty. No wickets in it, but cost just the 6 runs. 89 for 2 from 8. Derbyshire.
Yes, the bowling of Dan Moriarty will give Derbyshire some hope, having brought in Sufyan Makeem, who none of us have seen yet. A left arm wrist spinner, the rarest of breeds.
Yeah, I was a left arm bowler, and whenever I tried to bowl, I could never get the left arm spinner. I always ended up bowling it the other way, just not by design, just how it happened.
And if you don't know what you're
exactly.
Doing, what chance? Who's this? from the Fahim again.
It is.
Fahim Ashraf from the lake end. Lots of pointing going on at the moment and discussions being had. Johnny Bairstow's brought up fine leg and pushed back third man. That's the upshot of that. Little discussion that was going on amongst the Yorkshire side. Here is Fahim who bowls to Madsen, who almost chops on. He went to cut it and it bounced reasonably close to the stumps. Didn't hit them, of course. Otherwise, the music will be playing. 89 for 2. That's a very good way of knowing when either it's the end of an over or a wicket has fallen. Oh,
It's a good job that the music doesn't play every time you make a sarcastic comment, isn't it? Or else it'd be on for the entire match, wouldn't it?
so you're not the first person to observe that kind of thing. Surprisingly enough. Fahim in and bowls, and Madsen really has to reach for that one outside the off stump. And he manages to push it up towards mid-off. And there's a single taken. Madsen moves on to 12, 90 for 2. We're in the 9th over.
What a glorious afternoon. What are the flags on the... my eyesight's not going to...
A Union flag.
Is that a Union flag?
I think they both are, yeah. It looks like a German flag to the left, which you might not quite be able to see, or is it? I can't really see it. I've got a monocular in my bag. I might get it out in a minute.
Oh, wow.
It's fine. In bowls to Anderson, who cuts this away. Towards the boundary, and there's a missed field out there by Will Luxton. They get back for a second. He was slightly fortunate. It didn't dribble into the boundary rope, but it didn't, because he was very close to the boundary rope when he let it slip through his hands. 92 for 2 now, 40 to Martin Anderson. I think it's the first misfield we've seen. There's been some pretty good fielding. That was the first one that wasn't as clean as Luxton would have liked. That's why he comes in at 92 for 2 from the lake end. Bowls to Anderson, who just pushes this out into the offside. Moeen Ali comes around to do the fielding. 41 now to Anderson, 93 for 2.
Fairly tidy over so far. It shows that it can be done with seam, but he's got to still get out of the over here. And in a couple of balls' time, we might have seen a couple of boundaries, so just got to execute.
I'd hate to be a bowler. Did you ever play much T20? I don't think I've ever played T20 cricket. I don't think it had been invented by the time I stopped playing. Fahim is into Madsen, takes 2 steps towards him and then just clubs it into the leg side for a single. He moves to 13, 94 for 2.
I've played a bit since it became known as T20, but
well, we all used to sort of play
live. But
20
we all
over
played
cricket in the evenings and stuff like that, didn't we?
Sunday mornings and stuff.
But there were never any fielding restrictions or anything like that. Nor were the bowlers bowling at 85, 90 miles an hour at me. That would have been, well, I wouldn't have played. Too dangerous. After they shooed the sheep off the ground. It's Fahim, it bowls to Anderson, takes a step towards the bowler, pulls it around the corner towards the square leg boundary, and there's a, well, it looked like it was going to be a good piece of fielding. It turned out not to be. Is that Sam Whiteman who put the dive in?
Yeah.
And he tried to flick it to his teammate Don Bess, and unfortunately he pushed it past him. And Anderson picks up a boundary off the final ball of the over to move to 45. Madsen has 13. We've now had 9 overs, and Derbyshire and 98 for 2.
Yep, 9 off the over, so they're still going well. They've still got a really good base here with 8 wickets in the tent to put on a massive score that is going to obviously challenge anybody really once you've got the pressure of the chase. But it's still there for the Yorkies to show what they can do with the ball here, and as I said, that would be their strength of the 2 departments. Not saying they can't bat, but if you were if you were going to put a slant on it, I'd say bowling wise they're just that bit more consistent, as Moriarty is in and bowling, and that's a nicely played sweep, perfectly executed by Madsen, all but getting it in the gap and bisecting Luxton and Bess out there. He did a bit more Bess side of the ground, and he was able to field it. You could see what he was trying to do, like a hockey shot almost. 99 for 2. He's on 14, but Anderson is going well here on 45. He's chipped this one in the air. Luxton is trying to make ground to get there, and he can't do either catch or field the ball. He was tempted in to try and make the catch, couldn't quite get there, and the ball bounced just slightly too awkwardly for him to get it.
Didn't quite seem to commit to either in the end, did he? And as a result, once it had bounced, he was in all sorts of trouble. You say George Hill's not on?
Yeah, he's not been on for a while.
I know. How's that?
I think since he probably bowled it the 4th over.
Do you think Moeen ought to bowl a couple here, or to make up for it?
Maybe. Moriarty in and bowling again, and Anderson cuts that one square on the offside, picks up a single, and takes himself to a half century off. I make it 25.
I'm happy with that.
There you go. 25 deliveries, 7 fours and a 6. And after not seeing much of the ball in the first 2 or 3 overs, he's going well. Moeen Ali's just had a word with Johnny Bairstow. He'd be Johnny's most trusted ally in the field, I think, for Yorkshire. See what has come of that, as this one is slapped down the ground straight back over the head of Moriarty. Revis trying to get round, but no chance of doing so. Boundary to Madsen.
So Martin Anderson's 4th half century of the season in T20 cricket. He's in the form of his life with about this season. Double century in the championship as well. Second division, obviously.
Obviously. Moriarty.
Our preferred division.
Moriarty still round the wicket to Madsen, who's gone with the hockey shot again. He's got down low, and he does strike those deliveries well. He's a fine exponent of it. We've seen it on a few occasions already. This time he's gone straighter and got it up towards the posh marquee to our right, wide of AJ Ty at long on, and picked up 4. 112 for 2. They're piling them on here, the Falcons, once again. And Moriarty bowls once more, drilled straight back down the ground this time, and going to be 4 more. Revis round to try and do the fielding, but can't get there. Expensive over by Dan Moriarty. 116 for 2 at the end of it means that he went for 18 runs.
Yeah, most expensive over so far in the Derbyshire innings. Wayne Madsen, previous high score was last time out against Notts when he made 27. Well, he's currently on 26, and will be feeling very pleased with life, I'm sure, at the moment. You can never double the score at halfway, I find out. Doesn't seem to work, does it? With the power play in there. But since the end of the power play, oh dear, I shouldn't have started that.
27, 37, 43, yeah. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Go to the top of the class and give the pencils out,
Yeah,
Fletcher.
Get a bit of a goal start. We're going to see AJ Ty, the only man I've ever seen on a team sheet, which we're very handily provided here by Yorkshire, who's got his actual name that everybody calls him by in brackets on it. Andrew Brackets AJ Ty, and he's in to bowl to Martin Anderson, who just dabs that backward square on the offside for a single. Fielded there by Hassan Ali, who's waving and wants something. It's a big cry from him, he wants a drink. I'm surprised. I went out for the toss. He's incredibly warm out there. It's really good to see as well the Yorkshire fielders who are on the boundary signing autographs in between deliveries, all the young kids. There's plenty of them in here today, as you might expect, Sunday afternoon. Glorious weather.
All the young dudes.
Yeah, indeed. This is the slight alteration to the field. Immediately in front of us, as Dan Moriarty comes a little bit finer at third man, and AJ Ty is into bowl to Madsen, a short of a length delivery. Madsen is furious he's missed out on that, they've stopped bowling short deliveries to Wayne Madsen in the main bowlers because he was such a good exponent of the uppercut. But he missed out completely there, not having played one, presumably not having played one all season, because they don't bowl short to him anymore. 117 for 2 it remains. In the 11th over, tie into Madsen, who takes 2 steps down the track and hammers it away to extra cover for 4. And again, that one didn't go along the ground, but it was hit so hard. Will Luxton, barely 10 yards away from where the ball crossed the rope, running around the boundary, got nowhere near it.
Struck it well. Matthew Montgomery, remind me, right hand?
Yes.
Yeah. So there's part of this, obviously there's clearly a problem with George Hill injury-wise, which has probably thrown the Yorkies out a little bit.
Ties in again to Madsen, short of a length, and he pulls it into the leg side. Oh, and again, the fielder out there, I think it's Don Bess, sort of went for the catch. It struck him on the knee, I think, as well, and he's still yet to get back up. It ricocheted off his body, off his knee, and over the boundary for 4 more. He moves on to 34, a season high for Madsen, 125.
Yeah,
2.
Just don't think he didn't pick it up momentarily, and then when he did, it was all happening too fast for him, wasn't it?
Not a good seeing ground, to be fair. I'm not even sure whether the sight screen at the far end's regulation. As tie bowl short again, Madsen just guides that out towards the point boundary where Will Luxton fields, and they go through for a single. Madsen to 35, 126 for 2. Yes, only, well, I've no idea about McKeem, but the only left-hander.
Ross Whiteley.
Ross Whiteley, yeah, absolutely. Amrit Basra hasn't had much batting this season.
It's just interesting, as you say, that Mo hasn't bowled at least even just 1 over to see what happens, but he's got 2 right-handers and fairly short boundaries, and probably got something to do with it.
Ty ball trying to just clips it up to mid-off, and he's caught. AJ Ty with a slightly slower ball. He's threw the shot too early there, Martin Anderson. He goes for 51. It's been a really good knock from him, 27 deliveries. But he's just tapped up a fairly simple catch to mid-off, 126 for 3.
It was Hassan Ali who took the catch, 9th wicket of the competition for AJ Ty, but back to Moeen Ali. He has 8 wickets himself in the comp so far and has been very, very good with the ball. 13 he's averaging and an economy rate of under 6. So he sort of feels in some ways it's a waste not bringing him on, but I am guessing that they are worried about 2 right-handers and short boundaries, and maybe seeing if they can cope with the other bowlers. Good knock though by Anderson.
Yes, there was been 2 games recently, well, 2 games in this competition this season, so not that recently because they've been playing for 3 weeks in the Blast, which he's been on the field for the entirety of the match, remarkably. 69 not out against Notts and 81 not out up at Headingley, and he was on the field for all of the overs up to 20 that were bowled, let's say.
So we've got a change of bowling with Fahim coming back on at this pavilion end of the ground. Right arm seam. And Fahim so far 2 overs for 25, so he needs to try and pull things back around himself as well. Here goes short first ball, and he's pulled with the bottom, I think, of Wayne Madsen's bat out towards Don Bess, who fields. They get through for 1.
He had a look at the toe of his bat there, didn't he? Made a horrible noise. The ball came off it. Montgomery, a couple of half centuries this season in the Blast.
Fahim at 127 for 3, making his way now past his Graham Lloyd bowls, and it's an attempted at whipping that through the leg side, but beats him through to the gloves of Johnny Bairstow. Yorkshire will accept any dot that you offer them at this stage. They prefer a wicket, but they'll certainly accept a dot, with still well over 8 overs remaining in the contest.
We've got to be looking at close to 200, haven't they, Derbyshire, from this position? Close to it.
You'd be a bit disappointed, I think, if you came up short of that now with the start that they've had, as Fahim bowls a good delivery there this time, lengthwise. Montgomery, bearing in mind, of course, early in his innings, he didn't know whether to go commit to forward or back. He's got an inside edge into the deck and through to the gloves of Johnny Bairstow. So that was better from Fahim, who's been, as I said, a little bit under the weather in terms of his performances in this competition so far, but did come up with his best over, I would have said, which went for just 6, the penultimate over on Friday. Still gave Yorkshire half a chance. Obviously, they didn't manage to take it. Here he is again. This one lofted into the leg side. Oh, great effort by Bess. One-handed to his left. But the result is he couldn't reel it in, and it's 4 to Montgomery.
Yeah, terrific effort by Dom Bess out there on the mid-wicket, straightish mid-wicket boundary. By the time he got there, stuck out a left hand, did get his hand to it. I don't know which part of his body's going to be hurting more now, his chest that he was struck in earlier on, or indeed his hand.
Yeah, there was the knee over there as well, wasn't there? The one that went under it.
Yeah, he'll have some bruises tonight.
He does enjoy throwing himself around. 131 for 3. Fahim's in again. Oh, nicely played there. Give himself room outside leg stump to get it square on the offside. Montgomery picks up a single. I don't think we rounded up. There were 10 off the previous over by AJ Ty, so they're kicking on again. Derbyshire, a couple of double-figure overs to follow an 8 and a 9. And setting things up very nicely. Can they finish off? A few wickets here for Yorkshire might drag things back a little bit. They always help. So many. Also, a few players in T20 cricket towards the bottom end of an innings get to see action very regularly, and so it's always hard work for them once you get past about number 7.
Yeah.
Madsen just lofts one down to third man there, picks up a single off the final ball of the 12th, so 133 for 3, 7 runs coming from a pretty tidy over by Fahim Ashraf.
Yeah, it's interesting what you say about that. In the last 2 matches, both of which Derbyshire have lost, the number 11 bat has come out. When that happens, it tends not to be very good, does it really? I mean, not that I don't enjoy watching Jack Morley bat, who was the number 11, but you don't want to be relying on your 9-10 Jack, really, at T20 cricket. The games that they've been successful in. In fact, they've only gone down to Basra, and indeed Basra only faced 3 deliveries in his 1 innings in those 2 matches, as AJ Ty bowls to Madsen, who slaps it up to mid-off. There's a shy at the stumps. They get through for a single. Madsen moves to 38. AJ Ty's 3rd over. His first couple went for just 20, which in the grand scheme of things makes him Yorkshire's most economical bowler. 134 for 3, according to my computer anyway, but they still only used 5 bowlers, and George Hill isn't out there, unless he is, but I haven't seen him. Dom Bess is still out there, so he probably isn't. Here comes Ty again, short delivery, pulled into the leg side. Here is Dom Bess, takes the catch. It was pulled into the leg side by Matthew Montgomery, and Dom Bess coming in off the boundary, takes the catch. He goes for just 5, Montgomery, and Derbyshire now on 34 for 4.
Yep. Just, I think, banged it in, almost felt like hard length, slow bouncer type thing, didn't it? You know, let's bang it into the pitch and take a bit of pace off it in that respect. Bit of trampoline bounce, and it's just on Montgomery at that nice height that you want to hit it at, but then you're also, your brain's still trying to catch up in that moment, and you don't often fully go through with that shot, and that's kind of what he's been a victim of, isn't it? He's got under it, but he's just not hit it hard enough, else it would have sailed away, and Bess taking a good catch.
7 overs after this one, and the finisher, Ross Whiteley, comes out to bat of the left-hander. The solitary left-hander. Perhaps this is what Yorkshire have been waiting for. Get the left-hander out there.
But of course, he famously hit 6 sixes off and over against Yorkshire, going back some years before my time doing this job.
He's been playing a good while. First ball's a boundary, ducks underneath it. AJ Ty bowling a short one. Whiteley, first ball he faces has nothing to do with it. Quite correctly, probably. Just the one run off the over so far.
How many deliveries is that? 3 or 4?
3, I think. 3. Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, no, I'm fairly sure. Might be. In comes AJ Ty, that's down the leg side. It just brushes off a... No, it doesn't just brush off a pad. It was a long, long deliberation by Steve O'Shaughnessy, who gives a wide and then puts his arms down quickly as AJ Ty turns around. So I hope he realises he'll have said wide ball, of course. Again, wasn't very far away from hitting the batter's pad. Or the back of his leg, at least. Moriarty looks a bit warm. Look, he's ruffling his sweater. Trying to get some air in. 135 for 4. AJ Ty bowls to Ross Whiteley, who just whips this around the corner, and he'll get off the mark with a boundary. Down to deep backward square leg. Moriarty running one way, Luxton running the other, and neither of them can get there as the ball ends up in the crowd, inevitably. 139 for 4. He was there to be hit, in fairness. And Ross Whiteley rarely turns down the opportunity to hit the ball. He's another one who's a bit like an Aaron Donald. We know how Ross Whiteley's going to play, largely, as this next delivery. Well, not like that. He's pushed straight back to AJ Ty, and it's a dot ball. I wasn't expecting that. 39 for 4.
Quite a canny bowler, AJ Ty, as you say. He's got lots of experience. Good, seems like a good bloke. In the couple of interviews we did with him on Friday night, I did the classic thing that we should never do in our game, which was I made a statement. My last question was a statement, but he's still top of the group. Correct.
This one is a short delivery. Whiteley ducks underneath it, yeah.
But actually, the rest of it had been brilliant. He just closed that one down with, right, I'm sick of your questions now, Doige. Just correct.
You've got 3 minutes, son. What more do you want? Yes. Oh, free hit. Must have been the no ball. So presumably for bowling too many short balls in and over. I didn't see the signal, but it is a free hit for Ross Whiteley. 140 for 4 now. This is still not that expensive an over. 7 from it, but Ross Whiteley will fancy his chances of hitting the ball a long way here if he can possibly get to it. Here is AJ Ty. How's he going to bowl the free hit ball? It's full, and Ross Whiteley launches it out towards the extra cover boundary. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, and across the rope for 4. 144 for 4 at the end of the over. 11 from it. So he ended up being a little expensive, but he did get rid of Matthew Montgomery in the over for 5. Decent catch coming in off the boundary by the substitute fielder Dom Bess. Derbyshire have 7 overs to go. 144 for 4.
Thanks to Anthony McGrath, Yorkshire's head coach, for messaging me back. George Hill is feeling unwell and is currently being assessed by the medics, we presume. So those medics who were on hand before probably very apt that there was something so close by. Yeah, so hopefully George will pick up, but he's not feeling fit enough to be out there on the field.
Yes, it's not ideal, is it?
No, so Moeen Ali is going to come on and bowl from this pavilion end then. His first over of the competition, of the contest, not competition. As I say, his competition has been good with the ball so far. Not been quite as fluid with the bat. Off spin, of course, Moeen Ali. And he dragged his first delivery down, has gone for 4. As well, in the area that numerous deliveries have gone for 4, which is up by the nets. Away to our right. Just dragged it, and it was a free hit more or less for Wayne Madsen, who plays in that area really well. They've just brought Hassan Ali across now to block the gap inside the circle at a short cow corner, and then Moeen gets wided to music, as that is well wide of off stump.
Just had a word with him.
The game's carrying on as Moeen's in. Now he's got underneath this one. Is it a catching opportunity? No is the answer. In fact, it's a boundary opportunity. So he's shipped it away over the top of Hassan Ali. 150 up in the 14th over for Derbyshire. And breaking news, Ben Stokes has announced his retirement. More in a sec as Madsen pulls that one to Hassan Ali along the deck. And it's a dot ball. He's made a stunning announcement to end his international career at the conclusion of this third test match against New Zealand. Wow. After everything that's gone on.
Why bother coming back?
Yeah. Here's Moeen. And Madsen drills this one down the ground. He's going to get 4 more here.
Man out, Griff. Oh, nearly got him.
Dave Griffin taking evasive action. He was telling us before the match off air that he takes his life in his hands every time he turns up with a camera at Derbyshire matches.
Yeah, no, Dominic Deep, 50-foot away, Madsen. Dominic Deep just making the point that it's not good for Shoaib Bashir, who is definitely one of Ben Stokes' favourites. Could be good news for Derbyshire, of course.
50 up for Madsen in the middle of all that, and he's now got underneath another one, this time into the offside, but he's going to get 4 more. And maybe this is why Yorkshire and Mo didn't want to bowl before now, because once you hit the gap, it has gone, and it feels like Yorkshire have got about 4 fielders on at the moment. 161 for 4, and still a long way to go in T20 terms. 6 overs after this. Moeen bowls, it's swept along the deck. It's going to be 4 more. 5 boundaries off the over. Very expensive. Moeen unable to get into any sort of rhythm, has just been destroyed in that over really by Wayne Madsen. 58 now to him, 165 for 4, 21 off the over.
It's a remarkable over for Derbyshire. Wayne Madsen making hay, highest score of the season by some distance, 27 balls for his half century, 9 fours in there. He's probably hit a couple more since then. Hassan Ali is back from the lake end. Bowled 2 overs, 1 for 24. They might even turn the music off before he starts, who knows. 165 for 4. That is remarkable news about Ben Stokes. Sort of unfathomable, really. But there we go. Who will be the new captain? Well, you imagine that your boy Root might be with another chance of having another go if he fancies it. Hassan Ali bowls to down the leg side to Ross Whiteley. That'll be wide, 166 for 4. I don't think he'll want it permanently again, though, would he, Joe?
And also, why announce it now, during the match?
The reasons can wait, but I've had many trips to the well before. For this team, for you blokes, this is what he said to them in the changing room apparently, for people beforehand, and I've got one more trip to do. The only thing that I ask, please, can everyone do the same? And retire. Ross Whiteley pulls that one down to backward square leg for 4 runs, 170 for 4.
Well, actually, to be fair, I'm going to correct you, but because I know you were looking at the text there, but he wasn't a pull. It was a beautiful flick off the hip somehow. Well, yeah, he didn't really sort of get into position to play a pull shot, but he timed it brilliantly. It was a really good sort of improvised shot.
What I'm struggling to do here, Doiji, is multitask. Is Hassan Ali bowls 2 and he clips that one into the leg side. There might be 2 here. I don't think it'll go all the way for 4. It doesn't. Madsen going back to the non-strikers, and in fact the throw goes in between the 2 sets of stumps. 14 now to Whiteley, 172 for 4.
I was only sticking my oar in because when he watches the replay back and he says to himself, that next shot coming up is that lovely flick I played, and you go pull, he'll go Fletch, pull.
Yeah, Ross Whiteley doesn't speak to me anyway. He's waiting now, he does. That one is flicked around the corner, but straight to Dan Moriarty this time, down at fine leg. So he gets a single, moves to 15, 173 for 4. He scored a few last season as well. In fact, it was here when I asked him about what it was like watching an Aaron Donald bat, because he bats, as I said earlier, in a very similar way, obviously a left-hander rather than a right-hander, but in a very similar way to an Aaron Donald, lower down the order. Hit it hard and keep hitting it hard, and if you miss one, try and hit it harder next time. 173 for 4. It's not cricket really. As Hassan Ali is in to bowl to Wayne Madsen, who misses out on a quick delivery from Hassan Ali. Well, misses a quick delivery. I'm sure he missed out on it. He was trying to flick it away into the leg side, but failed to make contact. Dom's leaving before he's got any more breaking news to take my mind off the current situation here. How did Stephen Schemmel get all the information from what was happening inside the changing room? That's what I want to know. What a man. 173 for 4. Hassan Ali, Lake End, bowls to Wayne Madsen, yorks him and it knocks him off his feet as he tries to play the shot there. Really good delivery.
That's a beauty. Martin Bloomfield has emailed in, says, here we go then, Dodgy, time for our annual humiliation. Are we to be prey to the Falcons once more? One more loss and I reckon the Tykes could be the guests of honour in Chesterfield Town Hall in recognition of their contribution to Derbyshire tourism. Record crowds flocking each year to Queen's Park to anoint their cricketing heroes once more.
It's Hassan Ali bowling to Madsen. 2 dot balls in a row, not this time just over the head or the leap of the man at backward point. It's AJ Ty?
It was...
it's not AJ Ty at all.
No, it was Dan Moriarty.
Dan Moriarty.
Oh, no, sorry, it was AJ Ty. Moriarty's down here.
So you've done me like a kipper there. Now when AJ Ty looks back and it's that good piece of fielding I almost pulled off. The over comes to an end. 177. 4 to 12 off that one. 4-4.
Yeah, they're not able to stem the flow, are they? You know, they've picked up a few wickets and probably a bit of damage limitation, but still Madsen going really well on 62, and the big hitter that is Ross Whiteley on strike here. Matthew Revis hasn't bowled so much in the comp lately, and he's going to have a go here with no George Hill out there at the moment.
They'll have to bowl one, won't he? If they get things right.
He's only bowled 4 overs and gone for 44 runs, taking a wicket in the competition so far.
Probably take that.
Right arm seam is gone full first up. It's not a bad start. Ben Cliff is just sitting the other side of the advertising board alongside Jaffa Cho, and he's just given him a clap for that first delivery, which was clattered into his pad by Ross Whiteley. Went for a single into the offside. But the next 5 now are the ones that are important to Revis in this 16th over of the innings. And he's bowled him. Middle stump is flattened. Madsen has gone for 1 pull too many into the leg side, but that's a cracking knock from him in terms of where the outcome of this game might go, because after a good start for the Falcons, he really has helped to kick them on. 62 from 34 deliveries in a 45-minute stay at the crease and hit 12 boundaries.
Yeah, really good. Not highest score of the season for Wayne Madsen, who leaves a disappointed man having been bowled, but they've got with 178 runs on the board and still 4 overs to come after this. They're largely going to be swinging. Amrit Basra goes out to join Ross Whiteley. And then after that, it's Nick Potts, who's got his highest score in T20 cricket this season down at Essex, and the losing calls Ben Aitchison, Akif Javed and Sufyan Makim, not necessarily in that order, of course. Wayne Madsen today with his 38th score of 50 or more in T20 cricket, 2 centuries. 178 for 5. It's a fairly healthy position. They don't want to blow it from here, though, Derbyshire. Well, the medics are trying to get through now. Revis's next delivery is turned into the leg side by Amrit Basra. First ball he faces. Don Best comes in off the boundary to do the fielding. 179 for 5.
Can we get an interview with him? Find out what's going on?
Yeah, we can ask how George is. Yeah. Might be patient confidentiality issues.
That'll be fine.
I'm afraid it's not good news. His bowls to the left-handed Ross Whiteley, and he's put down out there on the boundary by Hassan Ali, who's already picked up a couple of catches so far in this innings. It was a tough one, diving forward. They're never easy. Am I all right to finish this over off? Or you? I'll finish it off for me.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Well, you were right. We were right in the first one, and the second one you just looked like you were just having a...
Yeah, just having a great time. I just thought I'd let you carry on.
Just get the sun cream out.
Revis continues. Sorry, folks. That's pulled, and Bess is making another good sliding stop to prevent a boundary and keep them to 1.
There's been nothing wrong with the fielding, though, has there? When you look at it, there's been the Hassan Ali drops. I mean, you either take them or you don't. There's been one lapse, which only probably cost 1 run from Will Luxton. Almost let the ball over the boundary, but nobody's made any real gaffes. It's a shame because we all love them.
Rabbit bowls and drilled down the ground by Whiteley, picked up by AJ Ty, fired up to the gloves of Johnny Bairstow. They've got through for 1 run, and that, I would say, was a pretty good late introduction into the innings for Matthew Revis, because he picked up a wicket, and they added, just the 5 runs from it. So
Best over the innings.
Yeah, and it's only the second over of the back half of the innings that's gone for single figures, so they'll be happy with that.
You'd give him another go, wouldn't you?
On that evidence, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. So 4 overs to go, 24 deliveries by my reckoning, 182 for 5. If they don't make 200 now, it will be a major disappointment. With 5 wickets in hand, pizza boxes flying around all over the show. Now there's a plastic cup has blown from the written media to our right. Well, Stephen's gone running after a bottle, shown some very poor footwork.
Don't ring us.
No, absolutely. Is it Hassan Ali? No.
It's
Fahim
Fahim,
Ashraf.
yep.
My apologies. First ball is pushed out into the offside by Ross Whiteley. And they pick up a single. 183 for 4. A single off every delivery will get them beyond 200, which is why it would be a major disappointment if they didn't get there. And then that automatically puts Yorkshire under a bit of scoreboard pressure. Well, they've got plenty of experience in their batting lineup as Fahim is in. This one's been lifted out towards the bank and he's caught on the boundary. No! He pushed it back in. That was a terrific effort by Hassan Ali out there in the deep. He knew he wasn't going to be able to keep it inside the rope, so he leapt in the air, pushed it back into the field of play, but pushed it back slightly too hard. But he saved 5 runs because they just went through for a single. He'll be disappointed, but that's terrific.
Yeah, hard to be too critical, but it's just one of those little things. Those who are on the negative side of the line, because Yorkshire are playing at Queen's Park, it's one of those little things, isn't it?
In front of all the Yorkshire fans over there, though, I imagine, as Fahim Ashraf bowls again. That's a wide outside the off-stump signal by Steve O'Shaughnessy. It's been a fairly subdued crowd today.
It has, hasn't it?
Is it the heat?
Yeah, maybe.
The heat's got to them. I can't imagine they've decided to have fewer drinks.
No. Certainly more subdued than when Leas Deploy was hitting Ben Mike over the scoreboard for 32 in an over.
In the pouring rain. You remember the one in the pouring rain?
Yeah.
Interviewed Leas in the kitchen. He was like a drowned rat. Fahim in to bowl to Whiteley, who clubs it into the leg side. They're thinking about 2 here. It's gone for 4. It's Don Best sliding around the boundary. That is disappointing.
So yeah, it's if you're looking on that negative side, you know, and there will be plenty of Yorkshire supporters who are. You're thinking little thing like that, the catch, yeah, okay, prevented 6, but he didn't take the catch. They got 1. A couple of times the ball's kicked on and bounced at awkward angles past fielders. They've had a player off feeling ill. You know, is it happening again?
Welcome to Chesterfield. Fahim is in. Ross Whiteley gets an under edge and it goes for 4 down to fine leg, having missed the off stump. That's, whoops, as the ball goes about a foot to your right, Dodgy. I thought you did well not to flinch there. I don't think you actually saw it till the very last minute.
No, I didn't.
I had no idea where it was going. It's gone into the written media just to our right. Yes. If you start to think it's all going against us, that shot there just proves that it's all going against you, because it was a bottom edge, it missed off stump and came down to fine leg, and he moves on to 27 runs, does Ross Whiteley, in next to no time. As Fahim at 193 for 5 is in, and Whiteley gets a slower ball bounce so that he just turns around the corner towards Dan Moriarty, a very acrobatic tumbling stop, and then fails to get back to his feet at the first attempt. And he moves on to 28, 194 for 5. Just 15 deliveries for his 28 so far. 5 fours in there, Ross Whiteley. And with 3 overs to come after this one. Oh, I've pressed the wrong button now, look. This is the last ball of the 17th over, and it's just clubbed back over his head by Amrit Basra down the ground for 4. He moves on to 7. 198 for 5 then with 4 overs remaining. If Derbyshire don't get 220, they'll be disappointed from here. How many off that one? 16?
16, yeah.
198 for 5. And Fahim Ashraf is now bowled, well, he's finished now, he's 4 overs for 48. Nobody's figures are going to look very good. I'm not going to read them out. I'll let you read them out. Matthew Revis's figures are magnificent. And he's going to bowl again.
Yeah, you'd probably go down with a calf strain at this point, wouldn't you?
Yes.
1 for 5 off. Yeah, no, sorry.
I'm all right, Skip.
I'm just feeling it a bit, yeah.
Just feeling slightly unwell.
Yeah, 198 for 5 and still 18 deliveries remaining. You're absolutely spot on. If they don't get 220, they're going to be very disappointed here. The 230 plus is very much on the cards, especially with Whiteley on strike and striking one straight down to the marquee here for 6 runs. First ball of the over. 200 up for Derbyshire after 17 overs and 1 ball. It's taken them 3 overs and 4 balls to go from 150 to 204. That's pretty quick going.
I'm still not sure if they're going to make it 9 or not.
It's looking very much that way, isn't it? It's looking like it's happening all over again as Revis is in round the wicket and Whiteley steps right away, nearly gets a nick on it through to Bairstow. It's a slower Revis delivery, and I'm only saying that because it was on its way down as Bairstow took it, and if you talk to Johnny, he'll tell you how the ball hits the gloves when he's keeping wicket to Matthew Revis. Described him as frightening at Scarborough the season before last, yeah, when the ball was hitting the gloves.
A few things in Scarborough that are quite frightening.
Revis in again and drilled down the ground by Whiteley. AJ Ty is just away to our right, feeling it long off, and he collects it. They get a single.
Did you ask AJ Ty about coming to Chesterfield when he spoke to him? Did you avoid that?
No, it was mentioned, and he just went.
Yeah.
Most of us have not played there before.
No, that's it.
We just turn up and do our best to win the game on Sunday.
Not sure whether Moeen Ali's ever played here.
He hasn't.
Has he not?
Definitely not. No, he said not. Revis bowls. Up and under this time, and a potential catch for Don Bess, and is. So Basra's gone. He probably got that somewhere towards the outside half of the bat and then the top half of the bat as well. Splice sort of area. Didn't get any power behind it really. Comfortable catch. Revis has a second wicket, and it's a good job for Yorkshire that he's been on in his last couple of overs from this end.
5 balls, 7 for Amrit Basra as Nick Potts comes out to join Ross Whiteley. I suggest to Nick Potts, as well as he's played this season and really got his opportunity thanks to an injury to Zach Chappell. Wouldn't have been playing in the team if Zach Chappell had been playing. Got 35 down at Essex, 19 off 12 against Nottinghamshire, his 2 best innings. The boy can bat. Came as the first of the 2 night watchmen at Lord's in the championship match. There were 2 night watchmen in by the end of the day's play. He was out next morning for 35, I think it was. And Ben Aitchison went on to make the century. 205 for 6. Most of the damage appears to have been done, but they don't want to not use all their deliveries. It would be very silly.
So Revis making his way in then to bowl to Potts, who defends right into the offside. He's going to pick up 1 out to Moeen Ali. 206 for 6, and still 3 balls to come in this over plus 2 full overs. And Ross Whiteley now back on strike. We've already seen him safely deposit Matthew Revis just to our right for a 6 in this over plus a single. Revis bowls now, and Whiteley plays out into the offside for Chesterfield sweeping at cover. End of the over. I think I said there were 3 balls to go. No, 2 balls to go or something. But anyway, we got to the end of the over now.
Yeah, we got there in the
7
end.
for 6.
He's had another 5 run over. He's got 2 for 10, Matthew Revis. Well, he's got 2 for 12 actually. Or has he got 2 for 13? I'm not sure. none of this makes any sense because it's 207 for 6, which means there were 9 off that over. They've just added some runs on after I looked. You'd stop. They have added some on at the end there, haven't they?
Well, it was hard to get a 5 off the over when the first ball was hit for 6. I mean, that's all I'd observe, really, David.
That's a good observation. Yeah, I wasn't really concentrating that it was your over. I couldn't care less. Hassan Ali has been clubbed into the air. Ross Whiteley's going to be caught here by Matthew Revis, and he's caught by Matthew Revis. He just clubbed that straight into the air, and Whiteley goes for 36 off just 20 deliveries. He's helped Derbyshire get over the 200 mark. They'd be disappointed to have played that particular shot, a second wicket for Hassan Ali.
Yeah, and there's a few telltale signs here that that Derbyshire can pick up on for when they are in the field now. The sort of deliveries that could cause problems, and that was a case in point, wasn't it? So if you bang the ball in, sort of hard length as they say, those slow bouncer type deliveries, they're going to be the harder ones to get away. But Yorkshire have not bowled enough of those, or if they've tried to, they've not executed them well enough.
Ben Aitchison is the new batter at 207 for 7. Hassan Ali on his way in to bowl to him, and he just about digs out a full-length delivery, pushes it into the leg side. They run one quickly. Ben Aitchison quite correctly says that. You're all right, Potsy lad, you can face this. And he sticks with a single, 208 for 7.
Is that how he normally speaks?
Well, with more of a Formby accent than that, but no, he's got a century in it.
As in George Formby?
Half century, yes.
Mother?
Hassan Ali's in, and that one is played down the ground. He gets a little finger on that one, Hassan Ali, as they go through for another single, 209 for 7. Yes, he's down in all the cricket books as born in Southport, but Formby's slightly more upmarket than Southport, which is where he's brought up. Got his county cap before the Lancashire game. He waits now as Hassan Ali comes in and bowls to him, short of a length, and it bounces over the stumps and through to Johnny Bairstow, a dot ball. The benefit of getting Ross Whiteley out being shown here, with 2 of Derbyshire's bowlers now out in the middle. The good thing for Derbyshire is they're beyond 200 as Hassan Ali is in, and he's lifted this out into the leg side. He's going to be caught close to the boundary. It's Don Bess again, if I'm not very much mistaken, which I could be. But Aitchison goes. He's made just 1. And Hassan Ali has a 3rd wicket. It's Bess, isn't it?
It is.
And that's his 3rd catch as a substitute fielder, so he's played his part. Don Bess, and Derbyshire at 209 for 8 now, with, I reckon, 7 deliveries to go. And Sufyan Makeem has come in ahead of Akif Javed, beg your pardon, and he can club the ball, Javed, so this is interesting. Makeem obviously fancies his chances. Wearing 13, I like that in a cricketer, or any sportsman really who wears 13. I'm not superstitious. Well, it's more of a superstition, really, isn't it, that he's wearing 13 than not. 209 for 8. The superstition is that he always wears 13. Doesn't believe in bad luck. We'll soon find out as he takes guard. Hassan Ali on his way in, just 3 deliveries Aitchison faced. Hassan Ali's in. That's turned nicely into the leg side by Makeem. They're thinking about the second, they decline it. And it over, I believe, comes to end. Yes, it does, at 210 for 8. So 2 wickets in the over and just 3 runs from it. The best over by some considerable distance from Hassan Ali. I'll keep off the ground. Let's keep looking at the ball, for goodness sake. 6 deliveries to go then. Can they get to 220, Derbyshire? Well, they can. Will they? That's another matter altogether, I fancy. Although McKean looked perfectly competent in playing that last shot. He wasn't just swinging at it for the sake of it.
4 overs, 3 for 39. Hassan finishes with.
Good in the context.
As AJ Tai is going to finish the innings from this pavilion end. And that is a single down to long on. Matthew Revis coming in to do the fielding. So, I've lost the plot with who's on strike. Can't see either of their numbers, so help me out.
It's Nick Potts on strike.
That was
that was McKeeb.
So he's on the pair of them on 2. Nick Potts waits, and AJ Tai comes scurrying in from this pavilion end. It's full, it's whipped off the legs. Luxton's in off the boundary. They're going to settle for a single. And with that, Yorkshire know, well, they probably don't actually, given that most of them not played here before, but they're going to need to score more runs than they ever have done on this ground to win this match. In T20 cricket, as Tai is in, and that is drilled up to long on by McKean for another single. Revis doing the fielding. They won a ball in this last over. That is now a record score by Derbyshire at Chesterfield against Yorkshire. In fact, a record score in a home game in T20 cricket, either Chesterfield or Derby against Yorkshire. Tai in and bowling. It's full. It was a good delivery. It's been treated with a bit of respect. And Potts has picked up a single into the offside.
It's good from you, that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, very good.
I like to. I mean, if they get to 2-2-3, which is looking unlikely now,
yes,
that
would
will
have
be
been
the
a high
highest score.
Yeah, 2-2-2 for
222
for 5 in 2010.
Tai in, and he's levered that one up down towards third man with an open face. Luxton fields another single. I think I might be right in saying this is the final delivery of the innings.
You could be right.
It's hard, folks, to get that right, because all the electronic equipment is a couple of balls behind, and we don't have the electronic scoreboard.
Nod from Phoebe. In fact, I've now realised if I just lean back, I can see it.
It's taken him 19 overs and 5 balls to get there. Here's Tai, bowling to Potts, and he's out. Final ball of the innings, which will finish with Derbyshire on 215 for 9. So, as I say, that is a record score for the Falcons on this ground, and Yorkshire, therefore, well, are going to have to break fairly new ground here, aren't they, if they are to win this match. But they did at least manage to win those final 3 overs to just drag it back from what could have been an absolutely crushing score.
Jonathan Deutsch, thank you very much. Dave Fletcher, thank you on BBC Radio Derby this afternoon at Queen's Park. Fletcher, it's going to plan so far.
Well, yes. Let's talk about. We're excited though at this early stage, Dom. No, it's been a terrific effort. Really good knocks there from Martin Anderson, from Wayne Madsen, who's hit form in T20 cricket with his first half century of the season. Ross Whiteley with those 36 off 20, and they just kept going, didn't they? They just kept going. The 21 run over that Moeen Ali bowled, that might come back to bite Yorkshire, especially when they then decided that Matthew Revis was the way forward, and he picked up a couple of wickets for next to nothing. So interesting.
To lose Nye Donald quite early, we've had the conversation so many times about the people behind him in the order backing him up and keeping Derbyshire in that game. They've done just that today.
Yeah, absolutely. And the team know that they have to do that. He either is going to get the quick fire 50 and get them off to that flying start, or he's going to get out and somebody else has to pick up the slack. And over the course of the season, almost more often than not, the rest of the team's going to have to pick up the slack. We've seen, though, that there are runs to be had on this pitch. The bowling unit is out there at the moment. Akif Javed, who wasn't used in the end and will be more than pleased not to have been used, I think, will be coming in with his rockets at some point. Sufyan McKean with his left arm wrist spin we'll see at some point as well. I think the key is going to be Ben Aitchison and Nick Potts, who have bowled well in the T20 this season. However, they are very much red ball cricketers. The sort of top of off stump is their stock delivery. Well, quite frankly, that isn't going to cut it in a T20 Blast game, especially when the opposition, I mean, it's very clear in Yorkshire's minds, really. They need 216 to win, and they almost have to go for it from the start.
You two can take a breather until we're back underway in the second innings. The national story in cricket that has came out of absolutely nowhere, really. A shock retirement made public as Ben Stokes announces his retirement. He takes a wicket with the first delivery after news of that shock retirement was made public as well. So this is during the ongoing third test against New Zealand. Stokes has essentially come out and said he's going to be finishing his international career through an emotional speech in the dressing room that's available to watch on the BBC Sport website and app. But a big bombshell to drop there from the England captain, particularly after the last couple of weeks and how it's all gone there. New Zealand leading England by 318 runs with 2 wickets remaining on day 4 of the third test between England and New Zealand. So more on that on the BBC Sport website. You can keep right across that. We're going to be bringing you ball-by-ball commentary of the second innings here at Queen's Park very shortly. Derbyshire have done what they can, and as you were hearing there from Dave Fletcher, Yorkshire just have to come out and get 216. They know the job. Will they be able to, or will it be a 9th win in a row in this fixture for Derbyshire? Thanks, Nigel. I was hoping there was a trail there. I gambled. Yes, thank you.
We'd like to once again say a quick thank you to today's festival and match sponsor PRM. The all from the offices of Chesterfield, to Chesterfield Borough Council also to support.
Fletch, record high total for Derbyshire at Chesterfield, yeah?
High score by any team at Chesterfield. Bruce just told me. High score by any team at Chesterfield.
2 minutes to 4 on BBC Radio Derby. The sun is shining at Queen's Park as we await the Derbyshire fielders to come out, and Yorkshire know their job to do. Let's turn our attention to the action last night at the World Cup. England have qualified for the last 32 as group winners. They were frustrated by a defensive-minded Panama side, but second-half goals from Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane sealed a 2-0 win. Kane's header saw him become the country's leading World Cup final scorer with 11, overtaking Gary Lineker. They'll now play DR Congo in the knockout stage on Wednesday at 5 o'clock UK time. Manager Thomas Tuchel has been speaking to the BBC's John Murray. Sorry, Fletch, what did you say about...
About what?
Record total at Chesterfield?
It's the highest score by any team in T20 cricket at Chesterfield.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You happy with that, Nigel? Apparently Stokes had the ECB release the statement during this afternoon's 4th day.
Bizarre, isn't it? Absolutely bizarre.
That must have been weird, like him being out there and then everyone going...
We just had a message from the ECB. He's retiring. Takes a wicket.
So that's official that the start has changed to 7 on Wednesday?
Yes. Yes.
I'll say that off the back of this. Well, Derbyshire in the T20 Blast action on Wednesday night as well. That game has now been moved from a 6:30 start to a 7 o'clock start due to the World Cup progression of England, who will face DR Congo at 5 o'clock. So I'm sure if you're heading to the county ground, there will be access to some sort of screen to take in the World Cup action, and then the Blast to follow immediately after. It sounds like a good Wednesday night to me, Dave Fletcher.
Yes, you have to be in the fan zone, which is right next to the indoor school.
Can we be in there?
I'm sure we could be. I'm sure we could be. So they usually have live music on, but this week they're having live football and World Cup football to... The only fly in the ointment would be if England couldn't finish it off in normal time. Extra time would impinge. It will start at 7 o'clock no matter what, though, I believe. So
you've got to think. You've got to think they can get it done. What do you make of this news coming out around Ben Stokes? Announced his retirement from international cricket, but he's had the ECB release the statement during this afternoon's fourth day action.
I find it a little baffling, in all honesty, Dom. The timing of the statement's weird, unless he just wants to try, as he said there, to go to the well one more time and urge his teammates to go to the well one more time, because they're going to struggle to win this test, I would suggest, at Trent Bridge. New Zealand batted exceptionally well second time around. What I don't understand is that, I was watching it on television the other day, and he came out to bat and he got a standing ovation when he walked out to bat, so he knows the feeling towards him from the England supporters. I think he's a little bit hacked off, to put it mildly, with the ECB and the whole process surrounding the incident in the nightclub with him and Gus Atkinson. And I understand that, because they were found to be entirely blameless, apart from breaking this self-imposed curfew that England have got. And then he comes back as captain, and you think, all right, well, everything's back to normal. We'll just carry on. And then the first match he's back after his one-match absence, he decides to retire from international cricket. And the interesting thing for me will be to see if he carries on playing domestic cricket. He was asked the question in the build-up to this, I think by Stephen Shellett, the BBC's cricket correspondent, had he thought about playing on if he's no longer captain of England. And he basically said, I'm not really sure, which suggested that he hasn't. And some players have done it to really good effect. Yorkshire's Joe Root, the perfect example. His form has just carried on an upward trajectory, if it can go any higher. Since he relinquished the captaincy, carried on playing. So it's just very, very strange to me. He's had a couple of brushes with the cricketing laws, if you like, over the years, and he's always seemed to overcome them quite nicely and just carry on, whether he thinks that the toll on his body's too much. But he played for Durham last week when he wasn't playing Test cricket, so...
35 years old, playing in his 122nd Test right now. He's featured in 114 ODIs, won the World Cup, of course, in 2019, plus 43 T20s. How will he be remembered on the international stage?
Will he be remembered on the international stage? And I don't know the exact figures but dodgy Mike, because he's got all the numbers in his head. But there was a number there that he's only the second player after Jacques Callis to score the number of runs and take the number of wickets that he has, and I don't know what those numbers are.
It's 250 wickets and 7,000
It's a lot of runs.
I think, or 7,500.
And Jacques Callis is sort of up there as the beacon of what an all-rounder is, the South African. So he's basically among the elite all-rounders in world cricket over the years. And he should be remembered as such. People will remember the remarkable innings at Headingley, that kind of thing. It's a big hole to fill, and it will almost certainly, if they can't find an all-rounder, it means a complete rejig of the whole England side, doesn't it?
I mean, look, for those of our vintage, it was Botham, wasn't it? Botham was around, and while ever he was around, there was always hope for England, all the rest of it. And as soon as he retired, or towards the back end of his career internationally, it was David Capel was going to be the next Ian Botham. Phil de Freitas probably was going to be Chris Lewis and all of that.
Until we got to Flintoff, there wasn't the next Botham.
And so it's going to be a hell of a job trying to find somebody to replace those sort of numbers.
I think, not far away from restarting it, I think one problem or one issue that England have always had down the years is they've always thought that the best player, therefore the best all-rounder, should be the captain.
Yeah.
They've done it with Botham, that didn't work. They did it with Flintoff, that didn't work. It's worked to a degree this time, but it doesn't always work.
No, but I think he's been an absolute heavyweight of the game. And for me, it's not just about the numbers. There's just something about him on the field of play. He never has given anything up, and when push comes to shove, he gutses it out on the out there. And I was out in Adelaide last year when I don't know what he got, I can't remember now, but it was a lost cause, and he batted for ages in a non-Ben Stokes way, just to try and confound Australia. It didn't work, but that's what he was attempting to do, and his stick ability has been fantastic. He's been a great player.
Absolutely. Matthew Montgomery is going to bowl the first over from the Lake End, and he's going to be bowling to Johnny Bairstow as Yorkshire begin their pursuit of 216 to beat Derbyshire here at Chesterfield and end that run of 8 successive Derbyshire victories on this ground. Montgomery in, back goes Bairstow, cuts it straight to McKean, and he begins with a dot ball. Tall order, you might think, highest score on this ground in T20 history. As, that one's a bit shorter, and it's been clouted into the leg side. He's caught on the boundary. Nick Potts takes the catch. Johnny Bairstow goes second ball. Yorkshire are 0 for 1 in pursuit of 216, and that is a major, major breakthrough for Derbyshire.
Why has he played a bit? Yeah, 100 test matches, that's absolutely stacks and stacks of experience at this level. This is T20 cricket, isn't it? It's either hit or miss, and it was a miss, unfortunately, for Johnny Bairstow, and that makes Yorkshire's already stiff task look even more difficult, doesn't it, with such greatness already back in the dressing room without scoring.
And you can only really put that down for
pressure.
For my money, absolutely, to scoreboard pressure, thinking we've got to go at 10 and over here, so we've got to try and get ahead by the end of the power play. We've got to score some boundaries, and the moment it left the bat, it looked pretty good. Unfortunately, it dropped out of the sky straight into the hands of Nick Potts out there. Nick Potts is a very fine fielder, but it was a fairly straightforward catch in the end, and he's then mobbed by his teammates as Will Luxton comes out to join Adam Lyth, who's at the non-strikers end, and Matthew Montgomery in and cut away 4 runs. It's a slightly disappointing piece of fielding there from Amrit Basra at point. He's a pretty good fielder, but he's dived all over the top of that one. It's gone away for 4, and Yorkshire are now up and running in that pursuit of 216. If you're looking for more reaction to the Ben Stokes news, get yourselves onto the BBC Sport website, by the way, as in comes Montgomery again, and he's cut away for 4 more by Will Luxton out to the extra cover boundary on this occasion. 8 for 1 out, the first cry of Yorkshire of the afternoon. They've been relatively subdued, the Yorkies, so far today, whether they be on the hill away to our left or in front of the trees away to the right.
I think that was Adam Lyth at the non-striking end.
This delivery's flat, and it's turned into the leg side, the first to 0, and it doesn't come to an end. 1 more ball to go, clearly, because nobody's moved. And Montgomery, that idiosyncratic style of his, strikes the pad of Luxton. Ball bounces out into the offside. That was the last ball of the over. 8 runs from it, and the wicket of Johnny Bairstow. 8 for 1 at the end of 1 over. Yorkshire. Bairstow out for a 2-ball duck.
Yep, already behind it, having lost a wicket, and the hosts were 15 without loss after the first over. Not that they'll worry too much about the over-by-over score. They'll have a power play idea in their head of where they want to be, and then obviously they know what they're chasing is a record. I'm not sure if they'll be aware of that. They'll just know that it's a massive score on this ground.
But I'm just going to bowl the next over. The first over from the pavilion end. Bowled nicely this season in the blast. 2 for 31, his best figures up at Durham. He's only failed to pick up a wicket once, and that was at Headingley.
And there he is, right arm over to Lyth, who strokes this one to his opposite number 9 at mid-off, and that of course is Martin Anderson. Dot ball. So Adam Lyth having a look. He's got all the time in the world here.
Oh, he's certainly got bags of time. That time soon runs out, though, doesn't it, in this form?
It's a microcosm of life.
And,
As Aitchison's in bowling, and a lovely shot by Lyth, but for nothing, because he hit it straight along the deck to short extra cover. Yusuf bin Naeem doing the fielding. And so Derbyshire on top in all sorts of respects right at this moment in time, as they had a couple of children racing around the boundary edge away to our left, maybe trying to tempt mum and dad into buying them an ice cream. That'd be quite nice at this stage. As Aitchison's in, and Lyth works one to the leg side of straight, but once again finds the field. 3 successive deliveries. Every ball as such just winds up the pressure, that little bit extra.
what's the other one? Another 3-wicket one, but the 3 successive dot balls. Something always happens after that.
Is it? Is that right?
I've no idea. I've never seen any evidence for it.
Aitchison in again, and Lyth this time charges him, misses, another dot, 4 of them now. And Derbyshire at the end of over number 2 were 21 for 1. Yorkshire halfway through that second over, 8 for 1.
Adam Lyther's been around long enough not to feel too much pressure, but he just looked like he was desperate for bat on ball there, didn't he?
Aitchison in now. Then this is mine possibly. He's lofted it down the ground. Oh no, it's going to plug and hold up, and they're only going to get 2 for what looked like a 6 from the moment he stroked it. Anderson back to do the fielding, so just 2 in the over so far. Lythe finally off the mark. He's chewing up a few deliveries here, but he'll know better than anybody that with Johnny Bairstow gone early, he's got a major role to play here as the senior player in the top 3 or 4 in the order. And he's got a good contact on this one, half stopped in the covers. They're going to get back for 2. The ball was short of length. So 4 off the over.
Great over, Ben Aitchison.
And great over apparently by Ben Aitchison. 12 for 1 after 2.
Yes, I don't think we need a running commentary from the man on the PA system, quite frankly. The music's bad enough. Good over though. Well, great over, in fact. From Ben Aitchison, apparently. Matthew Montgomery's going to have another go.
Gavin Hamilton, Yorkshire's general manager, is just in front of us, the other side of the advertising hoardings. If he turns round, I might usher him over to give us his take on it.
Here we go. This one's been lifted into the leg side by Will Luxton. 1 bounce and it'll hit the boundary rope. Will it? No, it's kept in play over there. That's an excellent piece of work. In the far distance by Ross Whiteley.
And these are those little things, Fletcher, I was talking about in the Yorkshire innings. So those balls were probably just bobbling over the rope, or somebody would touch them onto the rope in this innings. So
He'd have probably tried to play it there to Nick Potts and it would have gone over the boundary. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's nothing major in itself, but when you add them up, it just means an extra 10 runs or 20. Yeah, those sort of things. Yeah.
Just like it all played within those 4 inches, apparently. As Montgomery bowls to Luxton, who plays it straight back to the bowler. The top 4, in case anybody was wondering. 14 for 1. 10 to Luxton, who just pushes this up to long on for a single. Ross Whiteley comes in off the boundary to do the fielding. He moves on to 11 now, does Luxton. 15 for 1 in the 3rd over. Always engage your brain before you talk. It's never been a motto of mine.
Particularly when it involves inches.
Never been a motto of mine. Montgomery around the wicket to Adam Lythe, who's on 4. And Lythe just pushes this one into the onside. Martin Anderson, who does the fielding. I noticed when the ball was plonked over his head and it plugged, he started feeling his sort of left side, which is a slight concern.
I've got it now. Wilfred Rhodes famously said, didn't he, we'll get him in singles.
Yes.
And I think this is what these two have said.
Now, there's the first 6 of the Yorkshire innings as Luxton just hammers it down. It goes over the sight screen. It's as big a 6 as we've seen straight, I would suggest.
Yeah, it was a slot. It was not a good ball, was it, by Montgomery? Slot ball, and he's too good a player to miss out on that. He does strike a ball very cleanly if he's able to get going, Will Luxton. Got his first-class score, his maiden first-class ton, of course, the other week at Scarborough, 167. And then 60-odd in the second innings as well, so he's full of confidence at the minute.
I know others will judge whether this is interesting or not, but Derbyshire hit just 4 sixes in their innings. It's not very many, is it?
That's very interesting, I think.
Thank you very much. Here's Montgomery in and balls to Luxton. He goes back into the leg side, gives himself some room and cuts it straight to Wayne Madsen at extra cover. The Montgomery over ends. I fancy it might be the final Montgomery over as well. It went for 10, 22 for 1 after 3 overs. At the same stage, Derbyshire were 37 for 1. And we're going to see, is it Akif Javed? I think. I'll let you know in a minute. It is. He's quite sharp, Akif Javed. Just found a bit of form in the final couple of games before the break, having started off a little expensively, and then of course he's had 3 weeks off, so goodness only knows what he's going to produce here.
His left arm over the wicket. I'd like to see that. As Adam Lyth takes one on the pad, runs out into the offside, and they get through for a leg bye. So 23 for 1, loads for the Yorkies to do. Derbyshire don't have to do anything stupid here at all. Just try and execute their plans with the ball and take their opportunities catch-wise. And they should be good enough to win it. But Yorkshire, well, I just get the impression the way they've set about this following that early demise of Johnny Bairstow is take it deep. So they've obviously not tried anything silly just yet, he said, as Will Luxton tries to hit one into the retail park and misses.
He put everything into it, didn't he? Just didn't get anything out of it.
No, would that have been in the sofa specialists'
Poundland,
first floor?
Poundland,
Poundland, okay. They didn't get particular value for money for the shot either.
There's a food hall there as well, but if they did, it wasn't just a... Anyway, carry on. Can't do without saying.
Here's Javed in, and Luxton playing it down to mid-on, 1 run. Anderson doing the fielding, 18 to Luxton. And just looking back at his card, as it were, for the competition so far. 140 from 7 knocks, so bang on 20. He's not yet made a half century this year. He did get a very pleasant 90 at Old Trafford in the win against Lancashire last season, in a huge stand with Johnny Bairstow. Lyth on strike, and he's going to be out here. Anderson getting underneath one at mid-off, and Adam Lyth makes a bit of a boo-boo, just getting underneath the delivery that was banged in, clothed it, and he'll have a bit of time to go and think about that. He's gone for 5, and Yorkshire's hopes already beginning to fade. They're 24 for 2, and Moeen Ali walks in.
Yeah, he didn't get any part of that. Adam Lyth walks off shaking his head. Very straightforward catch, number 2, so that's 2 straightforward catches we've seen taken so far to reduce Yorkshire to 24 for 2, chasing 216. Moeen Ali can bat a bit though, he's been around a while. 1 for 1, Akif Javed in this over so far, because was a leg bye earlier on in the over. 2 balls left.
2 balls left, thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. Just double check. Yeah, leg by dot 1 wicket.
Now Moeen Ali has made 94 in the comp so far. 51 of those came in the reverse fixture. Was it against Well,
that was the reverse fixture.
He's got a 51 at Headingley. I was going to Derbyshire or Gloucestershire.
I don't think he did. I don't think
No.
No.
I think he might have made 1 that day, in fact, as he runs it down to third man. First ball, short third man. It's fielded, so really good start by Akif Javed.
I don't think it was that game. It's a while ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no chance.
5 off 9 for Lyth, by the way. None of which came in boundaries. Yorkshire very short of those. They've had 6 and 2 fours so far, all struck by Will Luxton. Still got Sam Whiteman, Matthew Revis, Fahim Ashraf. Here's Javed, ball into Moeen, who drops that into the leg side. And there is no run. Excellent over by Akif Javed, because there were just 2 runs scored from it. One of them a leg bye, and he picked up a wicket, the big wicket of Adam Lyth.
What they haven't got is the man who makes things happen, have they, anymore? He always seemed to score a lot against Derbyshire. It looks like Ben Aitchison's coming in from the lake end now.
He was unable to make things happen against Yorkshire at Scarborough the other week, so he was left out of the side on that occasion. But he did have a bit of an effect on things in the reverse 4-day fixture at Edgbaston when Yorkshire got annihilated.
Aitchison in and bowls, and Luxton clouts him away out towards Cow Corner for 6. That's another big one. just beyond the 5 or 6 rows of seats. And Luxton gets his second 6 to go along with 2 4s and moves to 24, 30 for 2 here in the 5th over. After 4 overs, Derbyshire were 53 for 1. It was a length ball in the slot, essentially. And any batter worth his salt would have played that shot and had the same result, I fancy.
Yeah, I mean, he's very, very good. He's good down the ground in the V, particularly good in that area, I would have said. So if you do feed him that, we talked about the sort of feeling that if you bang it in and you get that slow bounce, that's going to potentially catch batters out. And Will Luxton might be a case in point because he does like to finish with a flourish with his shots. But that was just a bit of fodder, wasn't it, really? Length ball. And picked up nicely.
Spanked. Aitchison's response is, now that the ball has been found, what's it going to be? Wind just gets up here at Queen's Park. The ball's wide of the off stump and is cut away out towards the cover boundary for 4 more. Luxton moves to 28, 34 for 2.
I think what's pretty obvious from both knocks is that there's not a lot of margin for error as a bowler.
No, none at all. No, Derbyshire got a fair amount of variety with Anderson, Montgomery, Potts, Aitchison, Javed, McKean. There is some scope for an Aaron Donald as Aitchison is into Luxton again, and that one is turned into the leg side. They go through for a single. Ball fielded out there in the distance by, I think, Benaim, who I have seen a couple of times, but not too many. Certainly looks like him. The absence of a sponsor's name on the front of the shirt would help as well. 35 for 2. 29 to Luxton now. Sam Whiteman. No, not Sam Whiteman at all, Moeen Ali. Very different characters. Pushes the first ball he faces from Ben Aitchison up towards the bowler. I'll get with the programme in a minute. 35 for 2. Aitchison in again. Hits Moeen in the pad and goes into the leg side. Didn't go through for a leg by. Ball fielded by an Aaron Donald. 36 for 2. Still very quiet, the crowd. I don't think I like it. Neither set of supporters are completely convinced about what's going on here. As Aitchison is into bowl to Luxton, full delivery, dug out and pushed up towards Whiteley. And they go through for another single to end the over. 37 for 2 at the end of that one. 13 from it. 5 gone. 64 for 2, Derbyshire at the same stage. 30 to Luxton and Moeen yet to get off the mark.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot more 13 off overs if they're going to get anywhere near the Derbyshire score. And those couple of wickets, obviously, they just stymie every time in any form of cricket, but particularly in T20. As I said earlier, the lower reaches of the batting order, while they might be capable, and Yorkshire has shown that against Derbyshire at Headingley, they just don't get to see the ball very often. Kev James was saying to me on Friday night, when Yorkshire were 42 for 2 off the power play, but they've got wickets in hand, and I'm saying if you lose 2 more quickly now, then it's a lot of batting for people who don't get that much chance to do it. Here's Nick Potts from the pavilion end. That's going to be a half dozen over Cow Corner. Ooh, has that hit somebody on the head, or did it hit a railing?
I'm hoping it hit his hand. He put his hand up to protect himself there. However, yeah, they're calling for some medical assistance here. Somebody in the crowd has been hit. And that ball came down from a long, long way.
It was Will Luxton, by the way, who played the shot, and he picked it up beautifully again in that arc, as I say. just wide of the V on that occasion.
Medical staff can't move quick enough, can they?
No. Yeah, they're just having a stroll around.
I think you could probably walk in front of the VIPs to go and treat somebody. I think somebody might have been hit on the head there, and that will hurt.
Yeah, Potts in and bowling. Luxton picks it up again, this time through the leg side. He's going to get 4 more up into that corner that was so productive during the Derbyshire innings. So Potts went just a little bit shorter of length first up and was flicked away a little bit squarer than that. This time he's gone a little fuller, and Luxton's just decided to use his natural timing and the pace on the ball to put it away. Lovely shot. So he's on to 40. 47 for 2. More paramedics making their way around as Potts makes his way in once again. Luxton just steps away to leg before the ball's delivered, and Potts cleverly, I think he took a bit of pace off that as well, because it dribbled its way through to the gloves. It was wide of off stump and out of Luxton's reach. We sometimes do see stoppages in matches when somebody in the crowd gets hit, but we've not seen it yet in this one.
The medics have arrived, which is good news.
Potts in again, and Luxton really got some good contact on that, cut it away, but McKean does the fielding out in the covers, no run.
Martin Anderson going through his bowling action, which generally means he's coming on to bowl.
Yeah, hopefully there's a group of youngsters, isn't there, out there? They're moving out of the way now. Talk about horses bolted and all that. But hopefully whoever was hit is okay.
The medics are on the way back.
Potts bowls. Oh, big hit. That's 6 runs from the moment it left the bat. And that's gone beyond that area where somebody may have been hit earlier in the over for a huge 6 off the bat of Luxton. 50 up for Yorkshire. I make that in 5 overs and... Well, I and Fletch make it in 5 overs and 4 balls.
No, that's
5 balls.
5 there.
Sorry, right. Yeah. I was counting your fingers, not your thumb. That counts double. Now, Derbyshire got to 50 in bang on 4 overs, so Yorkshire a couple of overs behind, more or less. 53 for 2. Luxton on 46. Potts bowls, and Luxton's gone underneath this one. Is he going to be out? He is. Couldn't resist off the final ball of the over. He'd done all the hard work, and he's just lofted it away to Wayne Madsen, who takes the catch at extra cover and gone for 46. They've lost 3 wickets in the power play, David Fletcher. What does that mean? Please inform your cricket listening public.
It means they can't win the T20. That's what it means. I've got no evidence to back that up, but that's what they say. That was it's all gone off. Let's have a look. That was the last ball of the over, wasn't it? So the power play comes to an end at 53 for 3, 73 for 2. Derbyshire 16 off that over.
Yeah, I reckon 46 off 21 for Will Luxton. So it was a good knock. He's just gone for one too many, hasn't he? And that can always be the danger when you're chasing it.
It is all down to the number that we can't see on the scoreboard, because there are people standing in front of it. That 215, 216 the target. And oh look, the new batter, Sam Whiteman. I thought he looked familiar. Martin Anderson coming on to bowl the first over outside the power play from the Lake End, and he's going to be bowling to Moeen Ali, who's yet to get off the mark. 50, haven't faced many. 53 for 3. It's a short ball, slower ball, bouncer down the leg side, and it's signalled wide and quite right. Martin Anderson didn't bowl. It was a remarkable start to the season. Didn't bowl against Durham or at Yorkshire, then was brought on to bowl at Leicestershire and took 6 for 23. Having not bowled in the first 2 matches. Said to Aaron Donald, as Anderson is in again, this time Moeen just clips it into the leg side for a single. Matthew Montgomery comes around the boundary to do the fielding. Said, why hasn't he bowled before? He said, well, I'm not entirely sure, if I'm honest, but he'll certainly be bowling a lot more from now on. Didn't realise that he was as good as he is. He's only taken 2 wickets in 11 overs since then. It was a pretty good base for his campaign. He's in again now to bowl to Whiteman, who pulls this out towards square leg. Again, Montgomery the fielder, and again a single is taken. 56 for 3. We're in the 7th over here at Queen's Park. 216 the target. We've just had a couple of reasonably productive overs in which 29 runs have been scored. Anderson bowls to Moeen, who plays it into the ground in the offside, fielded by Wayne Madsen, dot ball. So 19 off the previous 2 overs. Martin Anderson's first 3 deliveries have yielded just a couple. Still the crowd refusing to get overexcited as Anderson is in, and that one is driven straight back down the ground. It won't go for 4 though, because it wasn't quite straight enough, and Ross Whiteley will cut it off, and it's just a single. A lot of those were going straight down the ground and hitting the boundary boards. Going to see some spin fairly shortly. And Aaron Donald's just asked for the helmet. 57 for 3. Bless you, sir. There's another one coming. There we go. As Anderson is in once more, pulled into the leg side by Whiteman, fielded by Montgomery. And one more to the total. 58 for 3. Yeah, that's pointless playing that, by the way. Nobody cares. Sophia McKeem is stretching just down below us at fine leg. As Anderson comes in again, and that one is defended by Moeen. Back to Anderson, who concedes 4 runs, 5 runs off his first over. 58 for 3 after 7.
Yeah, well, Mo is playing for the close, obviously, here, and going to come back tomorrow and see it off before lunch.
We never know. Shower of rain.
Yeah.
Might not help too much with Duckworth Lewis at 89.
No.
Here we go then. A bit of left arm wrist spin called up by Pakistan. In the first, he was due to come in the first half of the camp. Blimey, he's just bowled a ball to Ben Aitchison, who's about 40 yards away from him. Didn't fancy bowling to Wayne. I think Wayne said, "No, you're all right, son. I've no idea which way it's going." Bowl it to him. Yeah, picked by Pakistan for a series, I think in Bangladesh, a one-day series. And I'm fairly sure that despite being taken away from Derbyshire in the first half of the season, he didn't play. And now he's come back because Mohamed Ghazanfar's not coming anymore. Something like that.
It's great when they get taken and don't play. Here he is then. Left arm wrist spin, and that is pulled by Whiteman. First up for a single. Backward of square leg. Don Bess has arrived on the scene here in the marquee with a couple of 3 bats.
3 bats, yeah.
All saying ton on, and that would be very apt if Yorkshire could maybe get a ton out of somebody. Why not Moeen Ali, who's pinging one out squarish on the offside and picks up a single. Timed that one nicely enough. He's having a look here, and I think we know what's coming. Knock it around a bit, and then it'll be pretty much all or nothing. 60 for 3. Chasing at the outset, needing 216 to win this match, which would be a record score against Derbyshire on this ground.
It would also be a record run chase against Derbyshire by anybody. It was 194, I think Griff said at half time.
That was a dot ball. There he is again. He's dragged this one down, and Whiteman stepped aside. It would have been no doubt a leg side wide, but he pinged it away backward of square this time. He also timed it well. A couple of nicely timed shots in this over, but they've not brought a boundary yet. 61 for 3. McKean over the wicket. Gets through his action a little bit more fluently this time. He's cut by Moeen, and he's going to end up picking up at least a couple, in fact 3 here. That was a diving stop out on the boundary, which has been knocked around the boundary, and again, little marker. Didn't get knocked into the rope, got knocked this side of the rope, and so saved 1. It was Matthew Montgomery He was doing so. Good piece of fielding, 64 for 3. And that brings Whiteman back on to strike. Hakeem's in. Whiteman gets hold of this one across the line, but again he's picked out the fielder. So no boundaries in another over. 65 for the loss of 3 wickets. Yorkshire after 8 overs compares to 89 for 2 Derbyshire at the same stage.
Scatterblast. Stand by, everybody. Lovers of cheap t-shirts, stand by. Out on the grass bank. Just showing it on the moving amongst people, handing them out rather than chucking them at anybody who wants one. Well, nobody, essentially. No one will take it. Akif Javed is back, having bowled 1 over earlier on for 2. 1 off the bat and a leg by. 1 for 1 his figures after 1 over. He's going to be bowling to Sam Whiteman, and in he comes, and Whiteman guides that to backward point or gully, and it's nicely stopped there by Wayne Madsen or Nick Potts. At either age, at end of the age range, but both wearing the elbow protectors. He's now gone out to the wide third man boundary. 2 men backward a square on the leg side on the boundary as well, as Javed is in, and that one is guided down towards Potts. He runs around the boundary and can't get there, and it's 4 runs to Whiteman. Placed it very nicely indeed, just guided it down to quite a straight third man, and Potts was a little bit too wide to get there. Once again it raced across the outfield. 69 for 3, 9 now to Sam Whiteman. Moeen Ali has 6. Douglas Lewis says 96. Man, you can say what it likes really, but just a guide, everybody, just a guide. As Javed is in again, as a swing and a miss at that one. Tried to drive it square, didn't make contact. Whiteman goes through to an Aaron Donald behind the stumps.
Not played a bit of big bash cricket back in Australia for a while, I don't think, Sam Whiteman. He doesn't strike me in the matches I've seen him play so far. He's missed a few with injury for Yorkshire. To tell you, whether he's that suited to this game or not yet.
They didn't play it in the game at Headingley, I'm fairly certain.
He didn't.
It's now as Javed is in, and that one is off an inside edge as he tries to flick it away. It's in the air for a short while. Ross Whiteley would do the fielding and then pick up another single. 70 for 3.
My impression of him so far would be that he's more of an on the ground than in the air player.
Right.
Yeah. James Wharton is of course missing. That's that's a reason for his inclusion in the side. So he missed Friday against Hampshire. He's going to be missing the rest of the comp by the sound of things because of a hand injury he sustained while batting at Grace Road last week in the championship game.
Javed from the lake end in the bowls to Moeen. Short delivery, pulled into the leg side but mistimed. It bounces 10 yards in front of Matthew Montgomery. They go through for another single.
Moeen Ali, just chatting to him before they went out to play, he himself said James Wharton is a big miss for us. So, and there's a bloke who knows his misses. Cricket.
Yeah. No question. Derbyshire without Zach Chappell, who probably would have been in this side, but we haven't seen him for some time now. Zach. No Caleb Jewell today because they can only play 2 overseas. Here's one of them, Akif Javed bowling, and that one is driven very nicely out to the point boundary, but it doesn't make it all the way to the boundary because Nick Potts had moved a little bit square and he picks up just a single. He moves on to 11 and keeps a strike. Moeen Ali has 7, and at Lancashire, I beg your pardon. No, which one is it? Yorkshire. 72 for 3 after 9 at the same stage. Derbyshire or Lancashire or Yorkshire were 98 for 2. Don't look at me like that, Dodgy. You're unnerving me.
I watched that Laura Koonsberg programme this morning. Victoria Derbyshire was hosting it, and at one point one of the panel guests called Piers Morgan Keir after he just derided Keir Starmer and calling Yorkshire Lancashire.
Yes.
I can draw a direct comparison as the first delivery of the over is 4 runs out on the far side. I'm not entirely sure how it happened, but I can tell you that the ball did go for 4 because I was looking at Fletcher at the point that it was struck by Sam Whiteman, but presumably a cut shot.
Actually, it was a beautiful little... I've no idea, I wasn't watching either. It's Sufjan McKean who's bowling.
Yeah.
His second over, incidentally.
And he's in again. And Whiteman bowled. Leg stump, I think, is the one that's been knocked back. Pulling across the line, it's always a danger when you are chasing your tail, having conceded a record score on the ground. 76 for the loss of 4 wickets, approaching the halfway stage.
McKean's first wicket in his first appearance for Derbyshire. I'm told we won't be hearing from Sufjan McKean anytime soon on the radio, much like Akif Javid and every other player Mickey Arthur signs from Pakistan. He speaks little English. In fact, so little English does Akif Javid speak that the only person in the entire squad who could speak to him was Yusuf bin Naeem, which is quite interesting. Sort of.
Whiteman, by the way, gone for 11 from... No,
15.
gone for 15, I should say. It's, Again, it's the electronics they've not updated.
Yeah. Oh, 13.
15 from 13 deliveries, yeah. A 76 for 4, that latest partnership worth just the 13. So they're not managing to build any of those of any great substance.
They need a big one from somewhere, don't they, Yorkshire? A big partnership. But, I wonder where it's going to come from.
No, it's happening all over again. It's Matthew Revis on strike, and in he comes, McKean, and that's drilled into the offside where there is a tumbling stop by Yusuf bin Naeem, and there is no run. McKean stepping his way in, Revis playing across the line, there's an appeal, and umpire Lloyd says not out. There is again no run. Wayne Madsen coming up from slip to do the fielding. Derbyshire still with a slip in place. 76 for 4. Came in again. Revis steps back, hauls this one away into the leg side, but again it's not going to be one of the boundaries that Yorkshire desire. Montgomery fields, they get a single. 77 for 4. Moeen Ali. An enormous amount resting upon his shoulders here, you'd say, as the senior player of this partnership, the senior player left in the side to bat. And he strokes that one away into the offside for a single. 78 for 4, just 6 runs from the over again and a wicket. And at the halfway stage, Derbyshire were 116 for 2. Yorkshire are a country mile behind in the match.
Yes, I don't think there's much doubt about that. But you've still got AJ Tai and Hassan Ali to come. They were the dangers at Headingley, of course. Martin Anderson to bowl the 11th over.
Can you,
from the lake end.
If there is a point on this ground at which lightning has struck twice, would you please point it out to me?
Anderson into Moeen, drops it short, and he's played it out towards the boundary and over the head of Matthew Montgomery and into the crowd for 6. Don't bowl there, son. Up to 14 now, Moeen, 84 for 4. Stewart says, happen if we played all our matches at Chesterfield, we'd be in Division 1 and would have won the T20 Cup by now.
No, well, you wouldn't win Division 1 matches or Division 2 matches here against Yorkshire, would you? I mean, that doesn't happen. It's just in T20s. It's just the complete opposite, isn't it?
In fact, you look at the Red Bull in the last 15 years, they've got a losing record. As Anderson bowls, Moeen just pushes it out into the offside. It goes beyond Wayne Madsen. It's picked up there on the boundary by Yusuf bin Naeem. For it is he, I think. Single taken. 85 for 4 brings Matthew Revis on to strike. He's got one. Not dodgy.
Crack on.
Here comes Anderson. Bowls to Revis, who almost plays it straight back to Anderson. He's taken a couple of stunners off his own bowling this season. Not able to get anywhere near that one in the end. 86 for 4 with a single. So Revis moves on to 2, including one in that 6-wicket haul. One-handed. Ball smashed back towards him.
Matthew Revis averaging just shy of 11 in this comp so far. 60-odd runs before this afternoon's game.
Anderson into Moeen, who just turns that into the leg side. McKean goes after it, but leaves it to Montgomery as they pick up another single. 87 for 416 now to Moeen Ali. And still no noise from the crowd. This is a remarkably subdued crowd. They're at Queen's Park in Chesterfield. Anderson into Revis, who goes back and forces the ball, but without any real timing, up towards long on.
I think we need more music, you know.
There we go. Listen to this now. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The crowd's absorbed in the cricket.
It's a bit like the hum you get before plays started, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's
rather than during the match.
It's really quiet. 88 for 4. Anderson into Moeen. Full delivery. Digs it out nicely. They're going to scamper through for a quick single. There'll be a shot at the stumps by an Aaron Donald that misses. And they get through for the single. 89 for 4 at the end of the over. So 11 runs off that one.
Oh, the tide's turning.
Yeah, it seems to be. Yorkshire still a fair way behind at the same stage. 126 for 3, Derbyshire. I would tell you how many there were behind, but that would involve mathematics, which is way beyond me. They need 127 from here.
Probably do it at about 9 balls to spare. I'm thinking 9 balls, then maybe 8.
Yeah, I was thinking more like 7.
Here's McKean in and bowling, and Moeen cuts firmly, but again finds the man. Matthew Montgomery doesn't really have to move much of a muscle to do the fielding. 1 run. Moeen seems quite serene though out there. He doesn't seem too perturbed. I'm not sure if he knows how many runs that Yorkshire are chasing here at the moment.
He's just playing the long game, waiting for the final couple of overs for the onslaught.
Matthew Revis does a couple of bat twirls and waits for a fielding position change. Point's just been brought in over from the leg side to right-hander, and Revis pulls a ball for 4 to the right of Matthew Montgomery at cow corner. So he's got that away between cow corner and square leg through mid-wicket, giving the pitch a pat. Not sure it was much about the pitch there, but
he dragged it down.
Just dragged it too short, didn't he? So Revis with a boundary is on to 7. All the 7s against his name. And he's just handing something to the umpire. I think that's a 5er, just so that he doesn't give him if the ball hits him on the pads.
Yusuf Benaim was having a chat there with McKean, presumably having received a message to give to him from an Aaron Donald. Don't bowl half trackers.
94 for 4. McKean's in again. Revis plays that nicely off his legs out to Montgomery. They take a single.
It's been happening more and more, that, wasn't it? You get an overseas. He only arrived on Wednesday. Doesn't speak much English. How do you get through to them? The international language of cricket.
Moeen's got underneath. This one. He's going to be caught. He is caught. And there you go, little margins again, because Yorkshire tried that through. Hassan Ali couldn't manage it, but that has been very, very well taken at cow corner.
Well, I think it's Yusuf and Naeem, but I wouldn't swear to it.
No, well, I thought I caught a 4 on the back of his shirt. He did it, so I'm looking down the team sheet. And
there isn't one,
no,
is there?
There's only Ben Aitchison.
It's not him.
No.
It's definitely not him. I'll see if I can tell from the replay. if I can, it might already been shown. It's already been shown. Come on, Phoebes, sort yourselves out. Phoebe might be able to tell me, did you see who caught that? No, thanks very much. Thanks very much for coming. I didn't even see who was out, if I'm entirely honest with you.
It was Moeen
Thank you.
who was out. Caught by somebody off the bowling of McKean for 18. I reckon that was probably 18 deliveries. Again, electronics have not caught up and we don't have that information on the scoreboard. 95 for 5, I would suggest, means that Yorkshire are in a spot of bother here, and the Falcons might just about be in the ascendancy.
I think they're on top. But as I say, you've still got Hassan Ali and AJ Tai to come, which terrifies the living daylights out of me. Derbyshire really should have won the game at Headingley earlier in the season.
Here's McKean then to Fahim, who's a left-hander. Just played one out square on the offside for a single. Montgomery again doing the fielding. Yorkshire are pretty much looking cooked here with just the 5 wickets remaining. Matthew Revis, Fahim Ashraf, and as my colleague says, Hassan Ali, AJ Tai, George Hill is down to bat, but of course was feeling unwell. We're not sure if he's able to or not. Dan Moriarty. As Revis flicks one away towards the scoreboard and picks up another 2. And that completes the over at 98 for 5 after 12, at which point Derbyshire were 133 for 3.
Confirmation, it was Yusuf bin Naeem who took the catch on the boundary to dismiss Moeen Ali. I thought it was Yusuf. Should have backed myself. Like Nick Potts is coming back from the Lake End.
And it was 18 off 18 for Moeen.
So if people wait long enough, all the correct information will eventually be given to them. It just takes a little while here at Chesterfield. People who listen to me on a regular basis will know it takes a little bit of a while for the correct information to be gleaned even at headquarters. So 98 for 5 after 12. And Potts to Fahim, who gets one down the leg side. They're claiming a catch.
As you do when the ball's gone down the leg side.
It's definitely brushed something though, because it's not been given wide by Stephen Shaughnessy.
That's just his Lancastrian.
Or
It's not going to give it
or a
right.
Yorkshireman or from Derbyshire. Is it not? Is he not? He lives from further north, isn't he? From Cumbria?
Yeah, he is actually, but you know what I meant.
I did know, absolutely. No.
A long and illustrious career for
Absolutely, no question. His Potts bowls. That one's been clipped into the leg side. Can Montgomery get underneath this one? No, he can't. Flicked away nicely by Fahim Ashraf. Goes for 6. 100 up for Yorkshire. 104 for 5. That's the sixth of the innings, which is 2 more than Derbyshire. Do they not normally say the team that scores the most 6s prospers in T20 as well?
It's a rule, isn't it?
I'm not sure I've seen any evidence for it. That's the only issue with it. Here's Potts once again to bowl to Fahim. Is that a wide? No, it went over his back as he ducked underneath it.
Yeah, a bit of limbo.
Potts has gone for a few 6s.
How many have we had in this over? Not 3 or 4?
3. I won't hold up fingers in case I hold up the wrong number. 104 for 5. We're in the 13th over. 144 for 4, Derbyshire at the end of 13. And here comes Potts in and bowls. Oh, that's a slower ball that completely deceives Fahim. Ashraf, ball goes out into the offside as he tried to pull it into leg. Picks up a single, moves on to 700 and moves on to 805 for 5. We've got no chance if the scoreboard isn't quick. So 105 for 5. Yorkshire need a further 111 runs from here.
Yeah, Fahim began this innings having scored 34 in the tournament so far with a highest of 10. striking the fear of God into the Derbyshire Falcons as he walked out to the middle.
Hassan Ali and AJ Tayo frightened me. Here is this next delivery. It's a short ball, and Revis clubs it down the ground for a single. He moves on to 11, 106 for 5, with 2 balls to go in the over. 8 runs from it so far. I had a couple of Derbyshire chants about 2 overs ago, but that's pretty much it. People heeding the advice not to drink too much alcohol in the sun.
It's okay if you drink it out of the sun, is it?
Oh yeah. Another short ball from Potts, bounces over the head of Fahim and is signalled wide. And one for the over as well by umpire Steve O'Shaughnessy. I don't like the sense of inevitability there is at the moment. Complacency about to creep in. Here's Potts. And it bowls to Fahim, who launches him into the leg side for 6. Just cleared the rope by about 1.5 feet, I reckon. Possibly 1.75 feet. And he moves on to 14. It's 113 for 5, with 15 runs coming off that over. At the same stage, Derbyshire were 144 for 4.
Yes, as Drax once said to Bond in Moonraker, Mr. Bond, you appear with the tedious inevitability of an unloved season.
Very nice.
And it's pretty much what Derbyshire Falcons appear to Yorkshire as whenever they visit Queen's Park.
It will end at some point.
Well, when the competition comes to an end, that will be it. McKean is bowling from the clubhouse end, and he's got underneath this one. Matthew Revis pulled it. He's found the man on the boundary edge, and we'll get just the one. So fully 102 runs required from 6 overs and 5 balls. It's a good one to win, I think is the expression. Fahim's on strike, and he's lobbed this one beyond the infield, and Ben Aitchison fields just to our right, long off.
On the flip side, it will be a heck of a game to lose from here.
It would.
And Derbyshire have quite often found interesting ways to lose games of cricket over the time I've been covering them. So we're going to have a security guard walking behind the bowler's arm in a minute.
McKean in. Revis drills this one into the offside again. Can't get it to the boundary. Lots and lots of 4s in the Derbyshire innings. I think Wayne Madsen, when he was pulling the ball away, perfectly executing his shots between fielders. Yorkshire, they might have hit more 6s, but nowhere near as many 4s pro rata at this stage. McKean is in, and that's going to be a 4. Nicely played by Fahim, actually. It stepped away to leg, opened up the offside, and got it away backward of point. So he's got going here, and he's on to 19, 120 for 5. They've got it down to needing less than 100.
Derbyshire hit 31 4s.
Yeah.
Yorkshire have now hit 8.
Yeah, there you go.
Almost as if to prove what you were saying was bob on.
That's correct.
Absolutely.
It looks like I've been watching the match. He's dragged this one down a bit. He's going to get away with it. Or is he? Yep, there you go. There again, back to small margins, but that was a fumble. Yorkshire, we saw, I think, one at least bobble onto the rope. That one didn't. He fumbled it and managed to reel it back in, and they got through for 2, yeah. I'd say it would have been a really good all-round for that. As Fahim steps back again, and this one's hitting our general direction. I think there might have been a bit of a hand on it from the bowler. And Aitchison will keep them to 1. Fahim will keep the strike. Another 14th over, so just 36 balls left for Yorkshire to reach 216 runs. And that feels like they need an extra 5 overs here. Think Derbyshire might let them have an extra 5? No.
Well, to keep the bars open for an extra 5 overs and the promise to drink, I think they probably would, actually. Possibly not.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's no drinking culture involved in English cricket.
No, you're right. That's absolutely correct. It's did you go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Indeed, 10 off the over.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Senses working overtime.
It's Martin Anderson. Oh dear. To Fahim Ashraf. And he comes down the leg side wide. 1, 2, 4. Yeah, it didn't work. 124 for 5. 22 to Fahim. 13 to Revis. Couple of wickets for Sufyan Makeem on debut, one each for Montgomery, Javed and Potts. Here's Anderson in and bowls, and that one is slapped out into the offside. Straight away Martin was a shy at the stumps. I'm not sure that was a good idea really, because they're going to come back for an overthrow. And Martin Anderson tried his best to get behind the stumps and actually got something on it, but they do get back for an overthrow. Every little helps. 126 for 5. 24 now to Fahim Ashraf. Martin Anderson will be fired up. And in he comes and bowls wide of the off stump. Slower delivery and it's given wide. Martin Anderson looks back, then looks at the umpire, who hasn't changed his mind. 127 for 5.
He gave that. I've always said it's from Cumbria.
Yes, absolutely. He's a good lad, is Steve. Anderson is past O'Shaughnessy now, and that one is up in the air. My word, that's gone a long way up. Nick Potts, I think, running in. Nobody's going to get there. It's landed less than 30 yards away from the stumps at the far end. Then there's a shy towards the stumps from Ross Whiteley. Revis gets back. He's broken his bat. It's all kicking off.
I'm not saying he was a fair way down, but he was fancying a dip in the pond, I think, was Matthew Revis. He'd gone back so far.
Well, they only got one in the end.
They got one, yeah. He was fancying the 2, and like most batters who whack the ball up in the air and see fielders converging on it, Fahim thought
he was just looking
he'd
at
watch the ball. Yeah,
he was watching it. 128 for 5. Anderson into Revis, who flicks this away into the leg side. Might have enough on it to get to the rope. No, it won't. And it's fielded there by Aitchison. Good throw as well. Just a single. 129 for 5. Revis on 2. 14. $87 to win from 5 overs. For the record, here's Anderson. He bowls a short ball, and that might be a wide as well, you know. It is. It's the 3rd wide of the over, I believe. He's only conceded 4 off the bat and 3 wides. So it's still not an expensive over, but he won't be best pleased at having to bowl all these extra deliveries.
feeling rather inconsequential.
It does. I'm trying to keep the suspense up here, Dodgy. Now then, this one's gone straight up in the air. Mokeem is underneath it. Does he fancy it? Does he fancy it? No, he doesn't. He got close to it. And then there's a shy at the stumps from Matthew Montgomery. Dear, oh dear. Well, in the fact that he's replaced Mohamed Ghazanfar, he's got very similar fielding attributes to Mohamed Ghazanfar there, because he can't catch either. Did they get 2?
They got 2, yeah.
They got 2. 132 for 5. It was in the air for so long that I reckon that an Aaron Donald could have got there.
I think they ran 6, actually.
Well, they could have done. It was in the air forever. McKean sort of circled it. Didn't look confident at any stage. Anderson into 5. He looks a full toss. That's straight up in the air and all the way for 6. My word, that's landed on the roof of the nets, and they're going to need another ball to knock it off. 138 for 5 at the end of the over, with 33 now to Fahim.
Yeah, what was that word again you used earlier on?
Parabola.
Indeed. I still don't know what you're on about, but that was a parabola. It went a long way up in the air.
I'm not even sure it's the right word, Doiji.
He's hit 3 balls. In fact, I think he's trying to break a record for the highest ball ever hit at Queen's Park, Chesterfield.
I'm not sure parabola is the right word. In comes Anderson and bowls to Fahim, who launches it back down the ground and all the way for 6 into the advertising board at the far end of the ground. 144 for 5, 19 off the over. Hello.
It needs a lot of 19s
Well,
to
72
win
off
this match.
5.
72 off 30.
A parabola is in fact a symmetrical U-shaped curve, so that's not right, is it? Because
No.
it didn't go underground and then come back.
No, it didn't.
If anybody knows what the right...
So it just goes to show, when you're broadcasting live on the BBC, that you should only use words that you understand
That I know
before
the
you
meaning
start.
of.
Yeah.
It's never stopped me using words that I don't understand before, though, so...
So we have Akif Javed, just as you would want, really, when you need a lot of runs off not that many deliveries, coming on at the pavilion end with his searing pace, left arm over the wicket to bowl to Matthew Revis, who is on 14. 39 to Fahim.
Sorry, 2 overs, 1 for 8. Akif Javed so far.
Thank you. And here he is bowling to Revis, who's going to get 4 down through fine leg. It was a fortuitous 4. He was pulling it in a different direction, but he's got an inside edge on it, and Yorkshire will take everything they can possibly get. And that includes that. So 148 for 5. Revis on 18.
That's a sign that their fortune has changed.
Well, I think they're looking nailed on at the moment.
Someone is. Two commentators who, for different reasons, don't want to declare the winner.
Here's Javed. Glorious sunshine at Queen's Park as he comes in now and bowls, and Revis gets underneath. This one is going to get, might get 6 here. He does, into the sight screen. And Akif Javed says, good Lord, Mr. Revis, what on earth was that? 6 straight over the top of Nye Donald. Takes Revis to 24, Yorkshire to 154 for the loss of 5 wickets after 15 overs and 2 balls. They got to the 150. Derbyshire were there in 13.3, fully 11 deliveries sooner.
I'm looking around, I'm seeing worried faces now.
They'd also lost just the 4 wickets at that point. Field being dispatched. Javed coming in. Revis waits, steps away from leg stump, levers this away into the offside for how many? 4 or 6? Umpire's checking and says it was 1 bounce and 4. It was a very well played shot. I would say the best executed of the over so far. He timed it really well. So 158 for 5. Revis on to 28. And this over, costing a few so far, and for the first time really a couple of Derbyshire players converge for a chat. Ross Whiteley giving the bowler some advice.
Well, Ross Whiteley seems to be talking to Martin Anderson and just ignoring Akif Javed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, just don't let this next one go for 4, please.
Or 6.
So Whiteley, is he?
Well, there's some confusion here as to who should go out and who shouldn't. I think they're pushing the man at 3rd man out, aren't they? Who is Nick Potts.
Yeah, so Whiteley coming up inside the circle at mid-on. What's Akif got up his sleeve here? Bangs this one in. Revis comes down the ground to Whiteley.
Oop.
Oh, who fumbles that? What was going on there?
Almost chucks it away towards the boundary.
Unbelievable piece of fielding. It's not cost a run because they would have got 1 anyway. So a good start to the over by Matthew Revis. He's got 15 off the first 4 deliveries. 159 for 5. And the field scurries around. And Fahim, who seriously got underneath several shots here, one of which has gone for 6, 2 of which have gone skyward and not very far for singles. He's on strike, left-handed. He's got underneath this one as well, and he's going to get away with that. Really did cloth a pull shot that was on him a bit too quickly, I think, for his own liking. Probably hit the glove and looped up. It's another run on the board. He's on to 40. His first serious contribution in this competition this year with the bat. Matthew Revis, his best contribution this year as well. I think he's been striking the ball pretty well, but his scores on the doors have not really shown it. So, final ball of the over. Javed in from this pavilion end to the right-handed Revis, who steps away, and it's that to mid-off where Whiteley feels Revis just bangs himself on the glove in a bit of disappointment with where he wanted to put that and where he did actually put it. End of the over, just 4 of those now remain in this match. Derbyshire still well in control, despite a couple of pretty good overs for Yorkshire, who are now 161 for 5.
It's not about Ben Stokes, the test match at Trent Bridge, but he's opened the batting for England now. They've been set 373 to win. Durham have hammered Middlesex by 100 runs down at Richmond in Surrey. Ben Aitchison is back from the Lake End. Nottinghamshire are about to thrash Leicestershire as well. Leicestershire needs 78 from 21 balls in their game, which is being played at Grace Road. Here, 161 for 5. Yorkshire need 55 off 24 balls. Anderson is in. Full ball dug out by Revis. He picks up a single to move to 31, 162 for 5.
Not been nearly enough of that in either innings, has there, really?
No. Been a lot of smashing the ball to the boundary at various parts. But you're right, not enough of that. Yorkshire have taken their boundary count up to 10 fours and 10 sixes now. 162 for 5. Aitchison is in. That one's in the air now then. Who's going to get underneath this one, I wonder? The man down at long on takes the catch. That is an excellent catch down there in the distance from Martin Anderson. And Derbyshire, well, that's a big wicket. He was going nicely. Takes a tumbling catch down there in the far distance. I'm not sure it is Martin Anderson now. It was smashed high into the sky. Anderson, I think, with the tumbling stop. Just help me somehow. It's nowhere near Martin Anderson. He hasn't even joined in the celebrations yet.
Oh, I've written him down now on my score sheet.
162, I do apologise. 162 for 6. Never believe a word I say. I'm surprised you haven't learned that over the years. Terrific catch. Phoebe will tell me who took it. No, she won't. No, it's AJ Ty though. Here we go. Aitchison with the wicket. He got 40 off 17 balls.
Yep.
I mean, that was a serious knock, and we know what AJ Ty did. We know what Hassan Ali did.
First real decent partnership, wasn't it, for Yorkshire?
Yeah.
I think we even missed the fact that they flew past 50 at one stage, 60 odd.
Here comes Aitchison in, AJ Ty, full toss, 4 runs. First ball, here we go again. 166 for 6 now. Catch was taken by Amrit Basra in the far distance. It was some catch. And my apologies to the Basras, who I know if they're not here will be listening because I bumped into them at Trent Bridge. Here's Aitchison then, AJ Ty, 4 off his first delivery. Aitchison is in, there's 6 off his second. Out towards mid-wicket and into the crowd. 10 off 2 balls from AJ Ty. It's all happening again for Derbyshire. 172 for 6 now. $20 balls left.
Yeah, don't forget, we don't know if George Hill is fit to bat, so Yorkshire may only have 9 wickets in this match.
That might be enough. 44 off 22 is the equation, which might seem a little extraordinary, but this is T20 cricket and anything can happen. Here is Aitchison into ball to AJ Ty, who lifts that out towards the long on boundary, and he's caught by Ross Whiteley. My word, there's a sigh of relief from a crowd if ever I heard one. Ross Whiteley takes the catch in the distance. AJ Ty goes for 10 off 3. They have to put their foot down, Yorkshire. They're now 172 for 7. AJ Ty Well, he did what he could. 4 and a 6. Aitchison picks up his second wicket. I'm not sure he deserved it, really. Comfortable catch in the end for Ross Whiteley. 2 wickets in the over. And now Yorkshire need 44 off 19. As out to the middle goes Hassan Ali, who together with AJ Ty took the Yorkshire death bowlers apart at Headingley in the game between the sides earlier in the season when Yorkshire were...
Took the Derbyshire death bowlers apart as well.
Did I say Yorkshire death bowlers? I apologise. Yeah, no, absolutely. The Derbyshire death bowlers. 172 for... They took somebody apart anyway. It was horrible.
He's hallucinating, folks, as I did explain to him that he might do if he carried on taking that stuff that he was on before the match started.
It's the only thing that keeps me going. It's the only thing that keeps me going. Aitchison to Hassan Ali, who lifts this one down the ground. Is it going to be another catch? Is it going to be 6? It's another catch. It's 2 in 2 balls for Ben Aitchison. It's 3 in the over, and that might just be the over that settles everybody down. 172 for 8 as Hassan Ali goes for a first ball duck. Matthew Montgomery with the catch this time down in the distance.
Yeah, and Dan Moriarty's going out at 10, which tells me that either George Hill is going to go out only if he has to, or he's not going to go out at all, because he would definitely have been batting before Moz.
3 wickets in an over for Aitchison, whose career best T20 figures came at Headingley last season. Got a Manhattan on at the moment. That's no good to man the beast. 44 to win off 18 deliveries, and that was the final ball of the over as well for Ben Aitchison. 172 for 8, 11 off it, but 3 wickets. He'll have to come and talk to me afterwards, but Aichi will be delighted by that.
I'm sure Anthony McGrath will be equally delighted to talk to me.
Yes.
And so we have another over here, the 18th, and it's a flick off the legs first up there by Matthew Revis that will give him a single and bring Moriarty onto strike. Down, for those who've not seen him before, a left-hander. Nick Potts, by the way, bowling this 18th over from the pavilion end. So that previous over, well, 11 runs coming from it, but 3 wickets falling.
That's the over, isn't it? That finally, all the nerves that you could just about feel around the ground, certainly in this part of the commentary box, with AJ Ty and Hassan Ali, Fahim Ashraf going nicely. I think I can calm down again now.
I'm okay. You see, I come down here and it's a nerveless occasion for me because you just know you're going to get beaten. And in he comes again. Potts, it's wide of the off stump, and Moriarty has a swish and a miss. Whichever way round it meanders, it always leads to the same conclusion.
Wise words from Jonathan Doidge, BBC Radio Leeds. Where are you next?
Counselling tomorrow, I think it is. Friday night, we've got the 2 home games next weekend. Oh, good delivery from Potts. I think he's got it nipping here. Back end of the innings on Moriarty, or he played it like it was. Played it like it's the opening over of a red ball game.
He's decided to go to his red ball bowling now, as Nick Potts. He is a very good red ball bowler. Didn't play here at Chesterfield. Rory Hayden played instead of him here.
To answer your question, Durham Friday night at Headingley, Leicestershire Sunday at Headingley. So 2 away games this weekend, 2 home next weekend. Then they finish away at Lancs and at home against Notts in the last match of the lot, which could be the last match of the lot, the way things have been going in recent weeks as Potts bowls, and that is run down to short third man by Moriarty, and they get a single. And what was at one stage 4 wins from 5 is now going to be 4 wins from 8.
Nottinghamshire have beaten Leicestershire by 74 runs, so they'll go top.
They will.
Durham have beaten Middlesex down in Richmond by 100 runs, which is like an innings victory in T20 cricket.
Potts over the wicket. Revis, I think, has toe-ended this one. Out into the mid-wicket region. He'll pick up a single and then punches the back of his bat in anger as he reaches the non-striking end. But I don't think you can blame himself here, Matthew Revis. He's had a pretty good day in individual terms, hasn't he? He's got 33 off what I think is 20 balls at the moment, plus
Correct.
With the ball, 2 for 14 off 2 overs.
No, he's
He's
done all right.
been one of the few success stories. In comes Potts, going round the wicket to Moriarty. It's full, it's leave it away into the offside, just clears short extra cover, might have the legs, does have the legs to make the boundary. It's going to be immaterial to the outcome. 179 for 8. Now Yorkshire, they have 12 balls to get 37 runs.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. Whatever 16 and 21 is. Keeps disappearing off the screen in front of me, well, to the side of me. Yes. 37 off 13 balls. Ben Aitchison's on a hat-trick.
The positive today, I think, from Yorkshire's point of view, or from mine anyway, is that it's only an hour and a quarter drive back home rather than 6 hours from
You'll be
Southampton.
home before I am. Aitchison on a hat-trick then. In and bowls and is launched down the ground by Revis for 6.
That's big.
I haven't even
That
seen it
is
come
very
down.
big.
Where did it come
It
down?
went over the net.
Yeah.
It went over the net. That is a massive 6.
Steve O'Shaughnessy's already given Aitchison a new ball. That was huge. I didn't see it come down. I think it's still
It
going
was
up.
just to the right of the step ladders.
Yeah.
They're hopeful, aren't they, having step ladders that only go to that height? Or do you have to climb the tree after you've gone beyond that height?
Yes. Step ladders which have a fixed camera on them. 37 off 12. In comes Aitchison and bowls full delivery. There you go again. The ball that we haven't seen is dug out nicely, and they're going to come back for the second, and there might have been a run out there, but he's got back very quickly indeed, Dan Moriarty. So they pick up 2 more.
Quickly and Dan, not words that often appear in the same sentence, if I'll be perfectly
He got the dive
brutally
out.
honest.
Well,
He did get the dive out, to be fair, he got back. Well done.
Yeah. 29 off 10. I'm starting to get nervous again.
What?
It's my 11th year watching this mob. That one is driven back towards Aitchison, probably into the ground. He gets his hands to it. It's a dot ball.
29 needed, Fletch.
Off 9.
How nervous are you? Off 9? Come on.
I prefer to see Moriarty on strike. Yeah, 29 runs required. In comes Aitchison, bowls to Revis, who launches him down the ground for 6 more. And this time he just goes above the sight screen and lodges in the top of the sight screen. And they need 23 from 8. There's some nervous faces around here. Lots of Derbyshire watchers will be nervous. I can guarantee that. Or it might just be the cost of the new white balls. This is taken all the profits from a full house at Chesterfield. He's moved on to 47. There's Revis from 24 deliveries. And that might be his half century because he smashed it out to the extra cover boundary for 4. And it's a half century for Matthew Revis. Some real defiance from him here. He moves to 51, 197 for 8. And it's getting a bit tense again here at Queen's Park in Chesterfield. 19 more runs required from 7 deliveries. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. Aitchison bowls, and that's pushed up towards mid-off. It was the last ball of the over. That's good batting from Revis, who'll need to score 18 runs from the last over to get Yorkshire over the line. 198 for 8?
197.
198.
198. Right.
1998 for 8. 19 off that over. 19 off that over. And 19 required for victory. And it's going to be Akif Javed.
Must be 18 required. It's 216, wasn't it, to win? Yeah, 18 required.
18, I beg your pardon. You're right, 18 required. I thought it was all nice and symmetrical. Well, talk a moment then, Doiji.
Do you want to do it?
I don't think I can speak. We've got Stuart sitting in front of us now. What's going on here? There we go then. Akif Javed from the pavilion end, defending 18 runs off the final 6 balls of the over. I wonder if he realises about the record, Akif Javed. Here he goes into bowl to Revis, who gets tucked up by that one, and it's 18 off 5. Every ball pretty much has to go to the boundary from here for Yorkshire. I'm not saying it won't. He mops his brow as he walks back to his mark. Long on, mid-wicket. Men on the boundary, there's a man out on the cover boundary, there's a long off. And here we go, 5 to go, 18 for Yorkshire. Javed is in and he launches this down the ground for 6. It goes over our commentary position and it's now 12 off 4. And this has been a remarkable innings from Matthew Revis. How's everybody's nerves out there from both persuasions? Revis moves on to 58 of 28 deliveries. The ball has finally been returned. 12 off 4. 4 boundaries. Job done.
Easy.
Couldn't be simpler, really, could it? Surely to goodness, having been in such a commanding position, Derbyshire can't throw this one away. Akif Javed, how are your nerves? Matthew Revis, I don't think he's showing any. 58 not out, 204 for 8, 216 the target. And here comes Akif Javed once again. Into bowl to Revis, who gets a short one and lifts it out into the leg side. Might go all the way, one bounce, and it's not going to get to the boundary for 4. They're coming back for the second as well, and they get back for the second. That's good running. Moriarty was happier to go back for the second than Revis was at one point. 10 off 3. Fielded out there by Amrit Basra in the distance.
If you think about it, it's kind of a free hit, isn't it, for Matthew Revis? Because nobody has expected him to win this game.
He's done it single-handedly
for the last 3 or 4 overs. And
he's on 60.
Yeah, I'm pleased to see him get a few runs on the board. As I say, I think he's been striking it pretty well. He just hasn't had the returns to show for it. So this will give him a lot of confidence, whatever the outcome.
The mouth's gone dry.
Give over.
Akif Javed. Into bowl to Matthew Revis, who hits this out into the leg side. Just stop it going to the boundary, Derbyshire. That is stopped, Matthew Montgomery. And now they need 8 off 2 as they come back for the second.
You want me to do it?
No, no.
Have you given up? Have the bottle gone?
If he gets a 6 off this delivery, it's all yours.
What about a 4?
Message going
or a
on.
2?
This is a message. He's having a drink, is Akif Javed. been brought out to him by Jack Morley, the leading wicket taker in the competition for Derbyshire, who's not even playing in this match.
Dan Moriarty's just wandered down and had a few words of wisdom with Matthew Revis. We need 8 off 2. That means if we get 4, we'll need 4 off 1. Or if we get 6, that means we'll need another 2. But if we get a 1 here, then we can still get a 6 to tie it.
Oh yeah, tie.
Tie. Also in the equation, David.
Indeed. There comes Akif Javed in to bowl to Revis, who launches this into the leg side. It might go all the way for 6. It has. It's gone all the way for 6. And Yorkshire need 2 runs off the final ball for a remarkable victory, a Matthew Revis-inspired victory here at Queen's Park in Chesterfield. They are 1 behind Derbyshire's total. And once again, Derbyshire's death bowling, as it was at Headingley, has been exposed. Ben Aitchison went for 19. This over so far of 5 deliveries has gone for 16. And Yorkshire are now the favourites, Doige.
Are they?
I think so.
Okay, so well, let's have a look. 1 ball.
They're going to have to catch him on the boundary here.
2 runs to win.
Does he go for the tie?
There has never been a tie between the sides in T20 cricket, so it would be a first. We could be sitting here seeing history, Fletch.
The Yorkshire players are gathered behind us. Don Bess. Arms folded, watching Matthew Revis with an astonishing innings. 68 off 31, 4 4s and 5 6s, and strike rate of 219. The field is closing in.
Here's Javed then. Final ball of the match, 2 needed. Revis drives down the ground straight to the man. Are they going to come back for 2? Well, Moriarty wants a second. Revis runs straight past and throws his bat. Didn't try to go back for the second. He is gutted. He will finish not out 69. And Yorkshire have matched Derbyshire's 215 for the loss of 8 wickets in their own case in a magnificent game of T20 cricket, but they still cannot win here since 2014. David Cameron was in power when Yorkshire last won a match in T20 cricket on this ground. There have been 6 Prime Ministers since Yorkshire last won a game of T20 cricket on this ground. And after 4,368 days since their last win in T20 cricket on this ground, it goes on. But it's getting closer to coming to an end, Fletch.
Remarkable finish. A remarkable finish to the game. And you're right, there was probably 2 there. And you might as well risk it, mightn't you? And go for the win. But Revis had run so far past the stumps at the non-strikers end. I think frustrated that he hadn't managed to get the boundary. But there was no chance of them getting back. Absolutely astonishing. And a crowd that was pretty quiet remained pretty quiet throughout. Excellent, excellent. And he was Revis 69 off 32 balls with 4 4s and 5 6s. Of his final 20 balls, he hit 55 runs. And that was the reason why Derbyshire were denied a 9th successive victory here at Chesterfield against Yorkshire. We might as well have not bothered.
You just shake hands on 2 points. 2 points
Just
apiece.
take 2 points apiece at the start, we'd all go home.
How much of a blow is that, Fletch? Just in the context of the season, Derbyshire were in such a commanding position for the second time against Yorkshire, and they've missed out and they've given it away.
Well, they had to win it, didn't they? We said it before. He had to win it. They had to win it, and they failed to defend an enormous number of runs. How many runs did they need off the last 2 overs?
30. Well, they were 179, so 21 and 16 is 37.
37. They couldn't defend off the last 2 overs.
You mentioned Jack Morley there. Do you think he will have?
He wouldn't have bowled either of those last 2 overs.
Not the last 2, but he could have had some effect throughout
Well, I'm not sure that he could, because I think they bowled okay up until then. I mean, McKean's got a couple of wickets. Ben Aitchison picked up 3 in an over. You really did, or I certainly felt that was the over that secured a 9th successive victory for Derbyshire here over Yorkshire at Queen's Park. And yet they haven't managed to do it. And, well, Yorkshire will certainly be the happier of the two sides, given the position they were in. But how happy will they be? Because they've just allowed Derbyshire to score too many runs and then have managed to go on and get the same number of runs themselves.
Yeah, I think if you think about the end of each innings, that's the key little period. So Derbyshire, I've just been looking, so Yorkshire passed 200 after 19.2 overs and finished with 215. Derbyshire passed 200 in 17.1, so only added 15 runs in the final 17 balls of their innings. So, you know, Yorkshire really did drag it back. They picked up a few wickets. Obviously, Derbyshire got theirs at regular intervals, and for most of the match, I mean, I know we sort of laughed and joked about it, or I did, but, you know, it very much looked like Yorkshire was going to go the same way as usual.
There is no way Derbyshire should not have won this game.
No.
No way in the world.
Not from the position that they were in.
From the position they were in, they should not have ended up with a tie.
But it's about execution under pressure, and that is what T20 cricket is about, with your bowlers in particular. I've said Yorkshire's bowlers have got them out of a few holes, and today you could still argue that they got themselves into a pretty deep hole. Derbyshire getting to 200 after 17.1, but then at least managed to compress that, and I know it was a record score, so that sounds stupid in some ways, but it could have been 230, couldn't it?
8
and
off the last 2 overs bowled by Hassan Ali and AJ Tai, and there is the match. There is the match.
Plus the other end with the ball executing it themselves, not as well as they could in the last few overs, but I think it's hard to be too critical on either side. I know Yorkshire, they'll be disappointed about their performance with the ball, having won the toss and had the choice of what to do, and you know they've still, you know, also